whatever we do, change is coming. It's coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Holy shit, man. Holy moly. Welcome back to another episode of the best worst show on the internet. Basically anything that I do, best worst anything. What's up? How's it going? It's another beautiful day out there in paradise, at least for some of us. For some other people out there, they're not having as good of a time, not as good of a day. So today we're going to be reacting to some content that has been floating around the Star Citizen community as of just a few hours ago that is quite, well, scathing, at least. I mean, 19 hours ago, Avenger One posted a new documentary about the seedy underbelly of Star Citizen and what really happens. And, I mean, I'm just here to react to it. We're here to watch it, give some context where it's necessary, discuss maybe some of the finer points because, I mean, I'm slowly starting to discover, actually it hasn't really been slow to discover this, is that the community of the game that I love is quite toxic, but the toxicity doesn't lie within the area that you may be thinking of. And contrary to the popular belief of the many people out there, toxicity generally lies in the people who are claiming that the toxicity exists in the first place. I mean, I don't know. What I do know is that the last time Avenger One put out a documentary about his investigations and finding into the Star Citizen community, he was accusing a lot of people of hacking, and he was discussing some sort of Night City hack that was being created by a person named Nightfire. Wait a minute, that's all the information that I had told you way before he had ever brought it up, right? Right. Anyways, and why was I investigating that information? Oh, right. Because there was a bunch of people that I was thinking were probably hacking or whatever, and his name kept on coming up in the list. And then when we actually investigated the Patreon associated with the Nightfire Creations account that was giving people access to that stuff, all of the information that claims to have been doxed about Avenger One seemed to link up with the person that was on that particular Patreon receiving access to those clients. But whatever. He was accusing a bunch of other people of cheating. He wasn't cheating. He wasn't doing anything bad. And now here we are again. And I probably wouldn't have talked about this, but before I got out of the Star Citizen community as a streamer because it was extremely toxic. Not for me. I wasn't toxic. I was just flying around and killing people or whatever, trying to have a fucking good time for myself. And I mean, as far as I could tell at this particular juncture in time, there was some major issues that were happening within a lot of the different guilds. Like, for whatever reason, I was persona non grata after I got kicked out of Cobra TV because I said a expletive deleted for the way that you call a cigarette, or maybe a homophobic slur for a gay person, and I was requested to say it even though I didn't want to say it because I knew that there was a bunch of weak blood up in the situation. I mean, words don't hurt people, folks, and if words can't hurt you, that means that there's a bigger problem with you, because, you know, words are not physicalized or real. So, like, they should just bounce off of you. And if somebody says something mean about you, you should just be like, whatever. So, as far as I knew, a lot of the characters that are in this particular story seems to be characters from my past experience. Miss Gabby's one of the individuals that apparently got spit on by CitizenCon at CitizenCon. Yes, that's right. Somebody got spit on in California and nobody got arrested. I'm not even sure if anybody filed a police report, because it doesn't seem like anybody filed a police report, because I haven't seen a police report and I really haven't seen anything else. But I mean, there's accusations going on about doxing, people harassing other people, stream sniping, ruining other people's content, trying to blow up their orgs and shit. And I mean, as a member of GrieferNet myself, I understand how this kind of shit would operate. And honestly, I'm just interested to see if whatever we're doing is actually rising to the level of what is actually happening out there, because I've been targeted by different Bob orgs and, you know, streamer orgs where they won't even talk to me, won't even mention my name anymore because they hate me so much, because apparently I'm just such a bad person, even though I didn't do anything wrong. At the same time, now we have to look at what big orgs, like people like Avenger One, this is kind of like what they do. They make a big hit piece video. They try to garner a lot of support from the community for their side. And I guess we should just start watching this thing, because this thing is long as fuck. Okay, we're going to start watching this, and you're probably going to be like, what is this shit? Because it's literally fucking crazy. And I mean, my thoughts on the matter are as such, you know, because before I get into a lot of it, you know, like, I remember helping Miss Gabby's get her start when I was getting 75 people on Twitch a night watching me fly around and killing people. I remember the first day that Miss Gabby streamed, and I went over there and hosted her with my gigantic group of people that used to watch me on Twitch, and I just left it with her, right? Because, you know, I figured, okay, well, you know what? I got to start working. You know, I'm not going to be able to stream a lot anymore. I'm going to leave these people with this other person. And, well, weird shit just happened. So let's go. We'll talk about it more as it comes through. Oh, wow. Check out this intro, bro. What is this? Avenger One? Oh, dude, I need a fucking intro like this, dog. That's thick dick, man. That's big forehead right there.
I fully agree with what Red God just said, that we should just turn the narrative now around and start, basically become psychos, right? Just do a 180, still be a kind of aggressive towards them, hostile and everything, but just all of a sudden act completely different, so we look like complete lunatics, right? Does anybody here have a problem if we also try to create some type of to create animosity within their org, to turn them on each other, and that could lead to a breakup, that could lead to disbanding of that org? Does anybody have a problem with that?
I think that's probably the best thing we can do. Really, fuck them.
Whoa. Fuck 'em. Wow, that was a pretty good opener. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty good opener. So as far as I know, that's the guys from Liberty Reapers basically apparently openly calling for psychological operations and acting like psychos against other people in the community. Wow. That's like really dramatic. It's super dramatic. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Aftermath. Reckoning. Some of these actions will be judged to be right or wrong, and they may be punished. Wait, so somebody's going to get punished because of all of this?
Every once in a while, you get a win.
What the fuck?
8 months ago, I released a video called Rings, a documentary on Star Citizen's cheating underworld.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
It exposed a group of cheaters and hackers designing a program called...
Yeah, I remember that shit, Avenger One. I was like talking about how everybody was cheating and hacking, and the whole reason I got turned on to the whole entire thing is because I was dogfighting you, and you were most definitely cheating and hacking when you were fighting me. So I had to crash into your ass in order to kill you. Yeah, I remember that shit. I remember going into the deep, seedy underbelly and trying to figure out if there was even any cheats that were possible for Star Citizen, only being able to come up with one particular cheat in question, actually going through, getting the source code for all of it, reviewing everything that you said about it, and being like, you know, he seems to know a whole lot about this cheat that he made this documentary about that he's totally not using, even though he was on the Patreon for the person where you actually purchased it.
Called Night City.
Weird fucking shit.
To all kinds of
problems. It's called Night City. Night City, that's what it was called. Teleportation? Infinite
every
weapons?
Kind of conceivable hack and cheat that you could
Every
think of.
kind of conceivable hack and cheat. Now, just to be clear to all of you people, I've been following along with this for a long time, and you know, like I keep various meticulous notes. Like if you go to my Pastebin, we can go back to February 26th, at least 2023, when we actually started digging out all of the information as it were be looked at. And we were re-reviewing everything that people had done, or at least our friend over here, Avenger One, had done about this. And we actually released a lot more information than he had released about what was going on. We went so far as to, in fact, that we actually have a copy of the source code and configuration that was utilized in the Nightfire creations, because a lot of people don't remember that the Nightfire guy released all of this stuff to the public clearnet because it no longer works anymore. Very strange, but you know what? You could be at least to say that he is correct, because in the configuration files, you can see a whole lot of custom hotkeys and commands that talk about people being able to infinite boost, infinite speed, freeze inventories, no clip, no recoil, whatever. As far as I know, the development on this is completely stalled. There is talk of a new version of it called Ring, but literally nobody has ever seen any of it being in action. The farthest that anybody goes, I would have to say, in hacking with Star Citizen nowadays is probably only going to be some type of like, what would you call it? Like pip wigglers, macros, and scripts. Nobody's really getting to the level of this shit. But, you know, just to put it out there that we were researching and putting out the information too. The only difference between the way that I did it and the way that he did it is that he made a lot of grand claims about things and didn't provide any evidence of anything. And I went the other way. So, you know, it is what it is. I guess you could call it a win for you, Avenger One. You borrowed a whole bunch of other people's information and got a big up on it. And I mean, if as far as I remember, the whole entire thing started because Avenger One got killed by somebody and he accused them of hacking, but he didn't actually have any proof
of this program was capable of doing. And over the course of a few weeks, I was able to slowly splice together information from various different sources.
You spliced together
the group that was behind creating the cheat.
You did it. Good job.
Information directly to
Good job, Avenger One.
To take action.
And you gave it directly to CIG, so you have the post for that, right? Like you can provide us with the report, right? You can go log into the issue council on Star Citizen and give us the link to the private report or public report that you made that contains all of the information that you submitted to them. You could do that, right?
You say that ever since then,
I don't think you can do that.
The support that I've received has been truly astounding. Perhaps you may have
Wow, he
not
did get a
noticed
lot of
cheaters in the
support for
game
it.
before this, or maybe you have after. But I can tell you there has been.
Wait a minute. Why is he showing all these other streamers' fucking channels up here? Are these guys cheating too, or are these people that were supporting his video about cheating? I think these are people that were supporting video about his cheating.
Dramatic drop.
Not cheating.
In the amount of cheating.
Because, I mean, all of those motherfuckers suck at the game. I've killed all of them. They're super bad. There's no way they're cheating.
Instances that have been happening in Star Citizen. Whether or not CIG is responsible for these changes, I don't know. But one thing's for sure.
CIG is only partly responsible for the changes because when they changed the game to the new version of PES, all of the locations and things that were in the Night City, like where they had these locations right here for Bikini Point, have changed. So they no longer are valid because the way the map works is now different. And since we have a bunch of different iterations, you know, the new star map that they have out there that's got all the jump points, this doesn't work anymore. And it still hasn't worked for very, very many different times, just to point it out there. And what he's showing up here right now is actually information that he seems to have acquired from a Discord that was connected to the Nightfire Creations Patreon, where you actually, I believe, had to pay for the Patreon in order to get access to this Discord and get on to being able to actually utilize the hack client. And for whatever reason, Avenger One has never come forward and said where he acquired this information, who his mole was, or anything. All we have is basically what we're looking at this. And I mean, TC on stress leave, like, yeah. You know, like he's saying, oh, these are leaked messages I got from their Discord of them fighting.
The development of the Night City hack
really
has ended, at least for the time being, and at least for general public consumption. What you're seeing
for general
here is a
public
screenshot
consumption
of a conversation between two of the developers behind the Night City cheat engine hack that we had in the first video. After the video came out, things started melting down. People started pointing fingers.
They started
the various
melting down?
moles that we had implanted throughout some of these cheating networks were able to give us some valuable information and insight as to what happened after. Long story short, the program was killed. And some of the developers went their separate ways, blaming each other.
No, it wasn't.
And
It's
sometimes
still
quite publicly and quite hostile. So whatever the case may be, and the fears that people...
So he's being a little bit facetious here because Nightfire Framework still exists on GitHub. They're still creating cheats for various different games. You could go to their system and you can actually see all of the different hooks and stuff that they've been creating over time. And this is actually originally where they were actually posting everything for this. So like they had cheats for a lot more than what you could have seen, or a lot more than what this guy's actually putting out with. And some people are actually keeping a lot more tabs on the situation that he was.
People had when the documentary came out that it would make the cheating problem worse. At least for now, we've stopped one of these groups from creating a cheat system and getting their hooks into Star Citizen too early.
Well, that's again not true because it was the only Star Citizen cheat engine that was available, and as we have already discussed, they stopped development on the program because they changed the way the game worked because of how PES and all the other new implementations operate. So it's like they could make another version of it like if they wanted to, but they don't seem to be doing it. And as it shows right now, like there really hasn't been anybody putting that much time into actually hacking on Star Citizen. I mean, there's probably some people that are trying to get it done, but I mean, with the amount of changes that are being made in the game, it's almost impossible to keep up on any of that stuff. So, I mean, you know, did you do anything? No. CIG probably did most of it. There was a lot of other people outside of Avenger One and whatever group he was working with that were actually looking into this stuff. And I mean, even now, the fact that they can still try to come out and accuse people of hacking when there's literally 0 frameworks that are available right now for anybody to do anything of that nature, it's just kind of funny. It's just funny. Like there's nobody
Which was
doing
always
it.
the intention of the documentary, to bring these things out into the light so they cannot survive, and they come into CIG's attention and into the general community. Because like it or not, each and every one of us who plays Star Citizen is engaged in a war between the people who want to play fairly and the people who do not.
Yes,
we are the first
and
and last line of defense for CIG if we want to maintain a healthy, happy, and exciting experience in Star Citizen, free from cheaters and hackers of all kinds. We will never get rid of all of them.
I wish that was a possibility.
Stop the disease before it becomes too big. And things like this are an example as to
Avenger One, we can't stop the disease before it gets too big. Just look at games like Rust. Just look at games like Tarkov. Once a cheat developer decides that they're wanting to exploit a game, they will exploit a game. And as we've seen with various other different game creators, there's not much they could do. And with the fact that Star Citizen only has EAC and there's a user mode bypass available for it for people on the Linux user group, and I mean, even on Windows, if you know what you're doing, it's literally fucking stupid for you to say that, you know, people are going to be able to stop any type of hacking that is going on within the game. I mean, there's a possibility that people have some bespoke shit that they're utilizing, but there's really nothing else that's public right now that's available whatsoever.
To the brave people who come in, spend their time, and risk getting publicly shamed or doxxed to make sure that Star Citizen has a bright, and healthy future,
shamed
free
and
of
doxxed
people who would want to do it harm to make a quick buck or to ruin your experience. But even though we were successful in stopping Night City, some developers, including Nightfire, still continue to work on different programs. This one in particular called Ring City, in response to the video that we put out. You will never stop them all. But what we can do is we can raise awareness for it and make sure that when they eventually do crawl out of their little caves and start affecting the game and selling their cheats, we can engage them, ban them, and expose them to the rest of the community.
Why does he talk like a developer, like he's got anything to do with fucking banning or getting anybody exposed whatsoever? I mean, anybody could make a little like pop-up VAR and play some Star Citizen footage behind it and just change the name up here. I mean, it's even kind of weird. Why is this even so much blurrier than the rest of the shit that's on there?
And then hopefully, over time, we make the environment for Star Citizen.
And the other question is that why does it say Night City 02/26/2023 and it says Ring City up there? Wait a minute, does that say 02/26/2023? Why, yes, it does. When did I post this? When did I actually post this? February 26, 2023. Huh, isn't that so weird? Wait a minute, and then I posted the actual source code for what he was looking at 2 days later, and only 38 people have ever fucking looked at it? That's kind of weird. Wait, it says version 3.17.5, version 1.7. What does that say? Version 1.8. Hey, wait a minute. Avenger One. How did this get released 2 days before I posted the source code for 1.7? How did you get a version of it or a picture of it days before it was actually posted publicly, and then the version that was posted publicly for anybody to look at was version 1.7, and the picture that you have is version 1.8? Something's not adding up here, bro. Something's not adding up here, boss. It doesn't seem like it should be a big point for me to harp on, but I don't know. That says 2/26/2023 version 1.7. But officially, the last version of the framework, the Ring City framework that was actually posted, was version 1.7. And yeah, that's actually kind of weird. I never noticed that before. I guess it's pretty good that I, pause the videos and look into this stuff, because once you start looking at the databases, you can kind of see that, hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a fucking minute. How did you get that? Oh, you just got it from the guys that were part of the Discord and shit? You didn't get it because you were on the inside or anything like that? Just wondering.
Citizen Simply just not worth it for
Just
people
wondering.
to show up and cheat in a game that we all have invested our time, money, and passion into.
Yeah, nobody
As of
should
right
cheat
now,
video games, though. That's
Nightfire
right.
is the only known developer working currently on a new cheat program called Ring City, which he uses sparingly, or so I'm told. The use of this program is
Sure.
not given out to the public yet, and he spends most of his time developing it in quote-unquote private situations. However, CIG has been notified, and all the information was forwarded to CIG's legal department as well as the community team. Ultimately,
Nice.
it's in CIG's hands what happens to
Nice.
this particular individual. But what is important is that when you see behavior like you're seeing in the video here that is blatantly and obviously something outside of the game's norms, just go through the proper channels and systems and make sure that you report it. There may be some times where false positives could be the case. In that case, our Discord is always open and publicly available to anyone who feels
Aw,
that they've
that's
seen something
nice.
suspicious. And if you'd like to get a second pair of eyes on it, instead of maybe feeling like you're bugging CIG, then please come by our Discord and post what you've seen, and we will let you know whether it's just simple game lag in the game being silly, or if there's maybe something a little more going on.
Oh, yeah, they're going to help you figure out if somebody's cheating for sure. I'm sure that they could do that. So, I guess the opener of this is him going through everything that he did thus far. And I mean, this is a clever tactic, I believe. You know, you want to be able to change the narrative, and that's what he's doing. So in order to change the narrative, first you got to talk people that are coming to your video into why they want to trust you. And right now, Avenger One's getting people to trust him because he took down the Star Citizen hacking community single-handedly. It was all him. You know, he reported it to CIG. He's the boss. Now, once you've had a win like that, I mean, what else can you do? Like, yes, cheating is toxic, but what is more toxic than cheating? Well, I guess we're going to find out, and whistleblowing is going to be something that we have here because apparently some whistleblowers have gone to him about some very, very innate wrongdoing, and they want
During
people
the
to know about it.
investigation of the first documentary, Rings, we
They
discovered
wanna
some
know about
disturbing
it.
information on a lot of different groups and PvP
Disturbing-
organizations within Star
what?
Citizen.
Disturbing information.
Although some
What
of the
kind of
evidence was
disturbing information?
circumstantial at best, we felt like we didn't need to publish any of the results we found because we simply didn't have what we call smoking gun evidence.
Wait. So did you just admit to saying that you accused a bunch of people of shit, but you didn't actually have any hardcore evidence to back it up?
It's one thing to point the finger,
The fuck?
but you need to be sure that who you're pointing the finger at has credible and realistic evidence that you can act on.
But bro,
Otherwise,
you
all
pointed
have is
that
hyperbole.
finger at a bunch of
At
people, huh?
CitizenCon this year, a lot of us would go out to bars after
What
a
the
long
fuck?
day, and especially after the
What the
esports
fuck?
Abno tournament, a lot of us just wanted to unwind, relax, and chill out. For the most part, we all had a really good time, and I would suggest anybody to go enjoy themselves at CitizenCon whenever it comes around.
I
But
don't
what
want to go to
didn't know was what
CitizenCon,
happened to a
hang
friend
out
of
with all
mine,
you people.
Miss Gabby's, during one of these night outs.
Miss Gabby's?
The man in this video is known as Buttery Pancakes, a member of a group called the Liberty Reapers, a PvP
Does he-
organization in Star
Did
Citizen
he
that
just
prides
dox
itself in
somebody?
fair play and tournament-ready teams. One of their pilots
Oh, wow. Look at that, dude. Wait a minute. Hold up. Whoa. Back up. Somebody spit on Miss Gabby's allegedly or spit at her? What the fuck? And now, wait a minute. Did Avenger One just come through and then post some name and shame shit on some other people out there? Liberty's Reapers. Okay, cool. So he's talking about this Star Citizen organization right here, Liberty's Reaper, a hardcore roleplay PvP organization right here that talks about tyranny and shit like that. Cool. And he's also talking about a streamer that I actually know, Miss Gabby's, you know, who I've discussed. Is that I remember when she first started her Twitch channel and I gave her her very first big host. Yeah, I remember her. And I remember all of the people that were involved in this entire situation, like her friend, Mr. Mental Shock, who unfortunately is no longer with us because he committed suicide. Right. Suicide. Never a good thing. But just to be clear, that's what we're getting into, is we're talking about some people that I actually know about all of a sudden. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Didn't even know.
Its new cabbage was one of the LR pilots that flew with Zero State in the tournament that Atmos Esports put on right here at CitizenCon. I didn't really care too much for other teams and their internal politics. It's just simply not my business. Even though this team has
but you're talking about it
harassed me when they can
for an hour,
put out videos discrediting what I do, my personal feelings are not the point. But recently I was contacted by an anonymous alt that gave me information about actions that were taken at CitizenCon.
An anonymous alt?
Was a little, well, offside to say the least. And when they showed me other evidence of some stuff going on the internals that regarded me, I knew right away I had to say something.
What's happening? Oh no. We're going to find out. Watch. Something's happening.
Whoever this concerned citizen was that was part of Liberty Reapers and was showing screenshots of their internal conversations about the fact that one of their members, Buttery Pancakes, decided to take it upon himself to spit on Gabby at CitizenCon, thinking it was funny. But it doesn't stop there. He showed me that they had been targeting Gabby for quite a while now, and they were also targeting other streamers, including myself. And they were also doxing, finding people's personal information and trying to find ways to use it against them for extortion purposes and just extortion. I guess you could say general blackmail.
Holy shit, bro.
What's worse is that the leadership of this organization, Azir Lance, Lycosar, and Hiba, not only didn't say anything about it, but promoted this behavior and encouraged their members to go after individuals such as Gabby and other members of the community. For a group of players that considers itself to be some kind of a moral beacon in the Star Citizen community, I believe spitting on other members of the community and openly degrading them in public, along with a targeted media campaign, is what I consider to be toxic to a different level.
Whoa.
California law considers spitting a battery, which is punishable as a misdemeanor. Even if there was no bodily injury, the offender could still face up to 6 months in jail or up to a $2,000 fine.
Okay, so wait a minute. Wait. So some guys from Liberty Reapers have been openly stream sniping and attacking another person and targeting them, and now they're talking about them even trying to be doxxed. They met these people in person at CitizenCon, and one of the people claims to spit on her. That's some crazy shit right there. Like, what the fuck, Star Citizen community? I thought that we were toxic, but we don't do any of this kind of shit. We get accused of all of this shit all the time, but now it's starting to make me actually think about what's really happening here. And the first part of this is just immediately. We started off by, hey guys, here's why you should trust me, to, okay, well, here's some of the evidence that we have. And they're saying, yes, in California law, it is actually true. If you look at simple assault under California law, if you hit on somebody, you can actually, get them arrested for a misdemeanor. Yes, a misdemeanor. And there can actually be things that come for it. It's California Penal Code 240. The thing is, though, is that they would have had to have filed a police report, gone to the police, opened up all these litigatory factions in order for anything to be done about it. Now, anybody can talk about it, but doing the name and shame like they're doing right now, saying, oh, well, this person allegedly spit on this person, and we don't really have any evidence. There's no video of anybody spitting on anybody. This person could have just said that he did that and never did it at all, or he could have spit on the ground next to her. We wouldn't fucking know because there's no fucking evidence of anything of it, but it's okay. We've already told you about the deep, seedy underbelly of the hacking community, so, we're going to say, hey, this is it. So yes, it is punishable. It is something they could have gone found, but there's no evidence anywhere that anybody's posted about them actually fucking going to the police about this, which is kind of weird, right? Like, if you wanted something to be done criminally, wouldn't you go to the people that do the criminal stuff instead of just like making a YouTube video? But then maybe the point of making the YouTube video isn't isn't because they ever wanted to go to the police or ever use that avenue. Maybe they're trying to do this in a different way. Maybe they're trying to actually get CIG, Cloud Imperium Games, Robert Spates Industries, Star Citizen to do something because, they compiled a nice video for them. That's what it seems like.
What's disturbing to me is that this behavior was not publicly called out or addressed. Instead, it was championed between members of the LR leadership and ultimately gone unchallenged and unchecked. Whoever this person was within LR leaking this information to me explained to me that the team never used to be this way. That over time and over the years, the team had slowly been accumulating certain individuals, which led to a more toxic environment. And that the only way to save the squadron that they consider is still their people, it was to expose some of this behavior and get rid of the ones and purge the cancer, as they say it, from the inside out. When I reached out to Gabby's and I asked her if any of this was true, she said yes. I asked her why she didn't go public with this information, considering this was a form of assault. She told me she wanted to, but that she would inevitably get targeted by LR again, and this time more seriously. The stress of having to deal with the loss of her friend.
Wait. So what he's saying is that just confirming that Gabby's didn't go to the police because she felt that the police weren't going to be able to do anything about it. Let me just put this into perspective. Gabby's a streamer who got spit on, allegedly, never went to the police to report the assault, and is claiming they never went to the police to report the assault because they felt like those people would increase their errors. See, I'm a person that's actually had to suffer gang stalking, harassment, actually on a daily fucking basis. Still, people calling me a cannibal and all this other shit. And they never have any evidence. And what did I do in order to handle those fucking people? Usually, oh, that's right, I go to the police. I get restraining orders. I get stalking orders. It's kind of insane to think here that they'd say that they would be worried about them, attacking them even more, even though if they literally went to the police about this particular matter and any attacks happened after the fact, they would actually be able to get them taken down for more. So the logic here just doesn't seem to be very sound. And maybe it's because this mental shock individual unfortunately unalived himself. But even then, the story around that situation is pretty crazy because I had conversations with the guy and he was one of the main reasons that I didn't want to hang out with Miss Gabby's almost at all, is because I didn't want to be around that kind of toxicity.
Mental shock, who also
and
passed
mental
away,
derangement.
Enough. But with the information that I had gathered throughout the years of investigating, it made sense that when I put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I could expose what was really going on to everybody.
Yeah, dude, we got to get Avenger One to expose it. He knows about everything. He could get to the bottom of it. Oh shit, we're talking about doxing. What does that say? Doxing comes from the term dropping documents and is act of publishing someone's personal confidential information on the internet, often with malicious intent. The act can rob individuals of their online anonymity, subjecting them to various risks in both digital and physical worlds. The primary objective is to intimidate, harm, and otherwise exploit the individual whose information has been laid bare. I guess, yeah, that is a good definition of doxing, but the problem is that doxing in its form is not illegal. Posting somebody's personal information is illegal, especially if somebody already previously posted their personal information publicly and you're only rebroadcasting said personal information that they had already prescribed publicly, just to be clear. And I mean, the element of stalking can be attributed, stalking. The elements of stalking have the element of doxing within them, but you cannot just go after saying somebody legally say that they doxed me and posted my public information online. I've been harmed. You cannot do that. It would have to have been added within a framework of other legalese in order for that to be even a possibility. So like they would have to have been a protection order, stalking order, something like that. associated to this, and in order for that to even to come to this particular piece of information. And it's interesting that, you know, Avenger One's now moving into doxing, because wait a minute, doxing, we just started out the video, and what was he doing? Well, he's basically kind of name and shaming some group of hackers who apparently he doesn't have their real names, and then he goes and he starts talking about the Liberty Reapers guys and actually shows videos and pictures of their faces within his video, which is technically doxing, right? If, you know, they're publicly not known to people, or he met them in a public area and just started putting their pictures out. So just kind of weird, you know.
During the first documentary, we had uncovered some evidence of LR's internal conversations leaked by some of their members during
They're
that time.
doxing people?
It shows some toxic behavior and some political wrongdoings, but nothing that I was currently interested in at the time. I was
Show me
after
the money.
cheaters and criminals.
Oh,
but when
right.
a whistleblower
Cheaters,
from inside
criminals. They were after cheaters and criminals, yet still haven't taken down or stopped any cheaters or criminals. And when somebody allegedly criminally spit on someone, they never went to the police to actually get any criminal shit done.
Organization
Weird.
contacted me and showed me evidence of things going on. I knew right away it was personal to them.
Carson City, Nevada.
Around a year ago, the Liberty Reapers squadron engaged in what they describe as a war with a group called Shadow Moses. And
Now,
even
I know
though
those groups.
some of these video clips and audio clips will be from that, which I will state clearly in the bottom, what it proves is some of the strategies employed against Shadow Moses were identically the same kinds of strategies employed against myself and other members of my team.
Oh, no.
Down from coordinated media strikes to manipulation of information.
Coordinated media
down to
strikes.
doxing, down to alts getting in and stream sniping myself and Gabby's, among other things, including other streamers that they've targeted, including Captain Burks. It's important to understand that this investigation crosses everything from 2022 and earlier all the way up until the present day. We're going to show you them in order, including the war between Liberty Reapers and Shadow Moses, depicting some of the strategies that they employed during that time, and also used against Avenger Squadron in the following years. It's also important to understand that.
So wait a minute, I thought this was like Gabby's and shit. So he's going after Liberty Reapers here in the tactics that they employ within the game to apparently go after him. Last time I checked, stream sniping wasn't illegal, although it seems that CIG definitely frowns upon it because, you know, CIG doesn't have a lot of marketing in their game, so they've basically become beholden to the streamers that are playing the game. But you have to be a good streamer. You can't be a fucking dog shit streamer like your boy Defango over here, because they won't give two fucks about you. But, you know, if you're somebody big that's getting the views, apparently they actually care a little bit more.
During this time,
weird,
a member of Liberty Reapers and Gabby's close friend, Mental Shock, passed away from suicide.
Wow.
Perhaps this was the reason why
they
Buttery
brought it
felt
up
it was
again.
necessary to spit on Gabby. And so I started deep diving, asking people,
wait a minute, why would a dude feel it necessary to spit on Gabby's if a dude that was like her stream simp committed suicide? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, bro.
And pulling on my intel strings to find out just exactly what's
your
been
intel
going on.
strings.
Whoever was in LR feeding information to myself and the rest of the intel team felt it was necessary to expose this information.
So, do you think Avenger One ever thought that the mole inside of this whole entire situation was actually Mental Shock himself? Did anybody actually ever figure that out?
And when you see it, I think I know why.
We need.
And has anybody ever asked why Mental Shock might have, you know, like even gone at this? Because, you know, the girl that he was stream simping for and spending all this money on basically was ignoring him, and he fell into that, you know, toxic situation where he thought he was going to be able to get some kind of love interest situation done through this, and then only to find out that the girl's got a boyfriend or something like that. And, you know, I don't know. It seems like it's pretty deep.
What to do with the next video? Some people,
yeah.
just to say this and then the rest.
Holy shit, they got a recorded Discord conversation for what these guys, they had a mole in their Discord listening to their conversations about them. They were so worried about media hits and slander that they were having people record this and send it over to them, and they still failed to stop it or do anything to, change the narrative. Huh. Oh, so that's probably why he's posted this video, is because he's trying to change the narrative again, but he's using old information to try to attribute new shit to somebody.
Can jump in.
Hi.
So I think first we need to discuss about the next video, what we want to do with it, and who has ideas how to utilize the alts that we know, how to buzz them, how to showcase the bad shit they're doing, etc., 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 and see what can be done, what can be damaging, what's stupid, and stuff like that. So whoever is involved with that, mostly, please speak.
Like via the YouTubes.
That's part of the idea. We intend to provoke them in a very elegant way to try to make that happen.
We intend to provoke them
to make that happen.
Yeah, I don't know anything more public than that,
It sounds like we need to fight them in the PU and in the AC, so that way we defeat them everywhere they go. And if they got Twitchers, we just go to
Hunt
their
them
Twitcher
down, snipe
streams and beat the shit out of them. Send
Got
them
the
to
birds.
jail,
Berg's
put them in
still
jail.
with them.
The
The
issue is our own availability.
So-
And AC is a tough one. Like, how many of us can get in there at specific times when they're in there?
Right.
As an ex-Black Fleet person, I would love to see Golo absolutely disintegrate another org. So,
And let's try to create shit for them
Holy
so they
shit.
disband. That would be the best scenario for us.
Holy shit.
I would concur. Let's
Sweet
just try to
knock on
dissolve them. the best we can.
Holy shit. I'm in love, bro. This is like total org shit. Wait a minute. Avenger One, you can't sit down and tell me that you guys haven't done this shit. You can't, you're literally, it's like the pot calling the kettle black here. You're exposing these guys for being part of the seedy underground, but you're not willing to even consider that you're part of the psychological operation. That's fucking hilarious, bro.
Does anyone not agree to this? Please speak.
Does anyone not agree?
Hear your opinion and try to come out with an alternative. If
Does
that's the
anybody
case.
disagree?
Anyone, please.
Anybody? Nope. Nobody gives a fuck. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Any particular means that we might take to achieve these goals? What does anyone consider morally off limits?
Kill them all.
Otherwise, whatever means necessary. Okay.
Total war?
We'll take some action to see if we can disrupt their integrity.
If Virgil was doing this real life, I would reach him and I'd punch him in the nose.
Damn.
And basically,
yeah, fucking hit him in the face.
Shit out of him. Okay. We set the objectives, and we kinda agree. Best would be not only to beat them, but also to make them disband. Because let's be honest, that's what gamers do. You disband
That's
your
what
opposition.
gamers do.
Who's gonna challenge you then? Pick up what's value there and move on to the next one. Something that we need to talk about, that's how to and who to target in their org. If we have any information.
This is smart. This is good information.
Intel, but if we know anything that we can use, somebody who we know might be more fragile than the others, who is very egotistical. So if anybody has anything on their mind right now, please speak.
Galoith, Virgil, and First Spear. Those are the three most fragile people.
Definitely.
Those are the three most fragile people. Are they fragile?
What, he's a pussy?
No, fragile.
In terms of...
He's very fragile and cares what people think a lot.
He'll start screaming and having a mental breakdown if you put pressure on him. Polo, First Spear. I don't know about Virgil. I've been screamed
I can hear the high-pitched scream.
I've been screamed at by Galoith at least 30 times over the years because he died in a fight and started blaming it on everybody else. And First Spear is somebody, if you put pressure on him, he'll get bent about it for months. and I made him quit the game in 310. So I'm on my mission to do that again.
I think establishing a good relationship with ramming department would be a great way to get in his head too, because he was afraid of them. He mentioned them specifically, and he was afraid of Avenger Squadron.
So we already talked briefly about the people who are most susceptible to getting in their head. Who are the people who most likely have the least allegiance to Shadow Moses that are more likely to jump from that org to another org?
Albert,
Nasmordian, murder.
You think Abner Murder and Nasmordian?
I think that Nasmordian will go wherever the wind blows. He just wants to play with his friends.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Completely.
Well, that's...
Just being friendly.
So let me get this straight. Golo is a psycho. Right? He screams when he dies. No. I mean, does he scream when you lose official tournament match, or does he scream when he dies in a BR?
Holy shit, bro. You know, honestly, there's stuff that's already set up for this, right? Like our friends over at the Council of Griefer Management that allow people to file grievances and stuff like that. But, you know, it makes me actually look at what the rules are, because part of what we do at GrieferNet is we play the game within the confines of the rules. And right now, from what I understand, stream sniping is apparently against the rules, even though in various other video games, stream sniping is not against the rules. It's basically become a situation where a couple of years ago, a bunch of different streamers and Star Citizens started crying about it excessively because they were getting hit, and CIG basically changed the rules to help them, is what we're actually talking about, or what actually fucking happened. That's kind of the thing here that we're actually talking about. You know, it's a game versus unfair circumstances and all the other stuff like that. But if we look at the actual rules, it says interfere with the ability of others to join the RSI service or to take actions that interfere with or materially increase the cost to provide a RSI service for the enjoyment of all of its users. And it says that stream sniping or using one stream to gain an unfair comp advantage over another player. So they had to add that in there because a lot of people were complaining that streamers who, you know, are broadcasting their locations to the entire server and basically saying, hey, here's a big target on my back, you know, they wanted to stop that because a bunch of people were complaining about it, which is kind of insane and hilarious in a lot of ways when you think about it, because these guys have been just kind of doing their thing over and over and over again. And at the same time, it became a problem, right? Or at least they say that it's a problem, because it was a problem for the streamers, because the streamers have main character syndrome. They got to be the best of the game. They don't want to have to play the game at this particular level. And CIG doesn't seem to care about infiltrating or busting up people's events and things of that nature. They don't seem to care about any of that stuff whatsoever, which is why this video exists in the first place, because the exact same thing, you know, the way that GrieferNet gets into orgs and basically takes down events and, you know, messes with people is almost exactly in the same way of what they're doing right now, having somebody sit in their live chat recording the audio so that they can then blast the people later on. So, like, don't act like Avenger One isn't playing the same game that he's trying to expose Liberty Reaper for. They're doing the same fucking thing, okay? And as a person who actually does this kind of shit so that we could go take on other orgs and take them out, I can 100% for a fact claim that, you know, this is literally some fucking crazy shit. You're calling this is the pot calling the kettle black, my friend. You're doing the same thing. You're literally creating propaganda and psychological operations to attack an org that you don't like because they stream snipes you.
Psycho. That's a psycho. Okay, that's a fucking psycho. Okay, we all rage, but that's a psycho.
He rage quit the first time I killed him in VR.
Okay, nice. That's good to know. So, okay, what I remember is that Moses loved trash talking Galoid, publicly attacking him,
I don't even know who that guy is, bro.
Etc.
I don't even know who this fool
we
is.
should target Galoid heavily. Now this is the manipulation part. I would target Galoid relentlessly, just like we did after the tournament when Lyko teared him a new asshole. One more thing. Is it true that Galoid didn't allow you guys in black to practice against other orcs?
Yes.
Because he's afraid.
He was afraid of losing.
Okay. Oof. That's
We're gonna destroy that guy.
And only target individuals.
Should I attack Goloith directly in this video?
If you could highlight could highlight the biggest target point on Galoith is the fact that he joined the people who were abusing him. That is going to establish the narrative very nice.
Establish the narrative very nicely.
I think final remark is that obviously it goes without saying none of this should leave the Reapers, including to the candidates, because the candidates are still under assessment.
None of this should leave the Reapers.
Our code, which everybody hit accept, so to speak. They scrolled down through it, the license agreements, and
so wait a minute. Wait. As far as we hear right now is that Avenger One, or AKA Avenger Run, is a toe-headed crybaby, and he's crying about people planning on attacking him, even though he literally had a spy inside of their organization feeding all of this information back to him, and he was not able to do anything about it. Right.
hit yes. I have read this. States some important things that define what it means to be a Reaper.
Okay, that's cool.
One of them I will recite to remind us all, both the fancy form and its translation. Element 2 in our code. A man deserving of a station, when sound in his trials, will assert it not through sharpness of tongue, but rather the report of the fist. Should he find himself in victory, and the conquest was fair, as unjust exploit was avoided, the act itself will sound fanfare of his worth. And that translates to, let your abilities tell of your skill, not your words. Prioritize humility, and avoid bragging. Cheating and exploiting in any form is not tolerated, and always show respect to your opponents. And I think amidst some of the chaos that has occurred in this war, the latter point can be lost to an extent. One thing I'd like to remind everybody, that even though, Shadow Moses exists concurrently with us, they play VR, they do their thing, they do their teaming, whatever. We still have to uphold the high standard, despite the conflict.
Holy shit,
we
bro.
Still have to be the beacon of what it means to be, demonstrate a high degree of sportsmanship, while at the same time being highly effective, a well-oiled machine of killers. So that means a few things need to be followed. For the majority of you, this does not need to be stated, but it's a good reminder for all of us regardless. Because in a time of conflict like this, some things can easily be overlooked or forgotten. When you find yourself in BR, there's a few general rules that you should always adhere to. One is that you should stay in a fight even if you're losing.
I don't remember. We found out who he was. He was the freaking Marine guy, and then I acted I was a Marine dude too. And he was like, "Oh, Rob, brother," and it's like,
I have morals, but my morals are almost like
crossed. I wanted a
fucking morals.
I wanted a deep fake fucking Avengers one. And do some shit, but I was like, I shouldn't.
That stuff can have like legal repercussions, I think.
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
You gotta be careful bullying. All right. But yeah, he might kill himself.
Yeah, that's the main.
Who
reason.
would kill himself?
That's the main reason.
He would. A1 would kill himself. I mean, this is his
Would he?
livelihood.
I don't think he
so,
would.
Like, he sells out so hard.
He loves himself too
Dude,
much.
He makes. No, like from his regular day job. From his regular day job? I thought
From regular day job?
Or something. No,
he's an.
I found his fucking I found his salary from last year and the year before that. The years. Oh, what a piece of shit!
That's crazy.
Come on.
I'm just saying, he took out his dog for sympathy.
Oh, 100%.
Prove me wrong. You can't.
Oh my god! All right, that was a little toxic. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little toxic. So it sounds like the reason Avenger One made this video is because he's a toe-headed crybaby, and he had a spy that found out that people were making fun of him in a different organization, and he's utilizing them making fun of him because he is a toe-headed crybaby to then push forward that there's a much more toxic, seedy underbelly, but at the present time, he's currently trying to say that the toxic, seedy underbelly is Liberty Reapers, and I simply can't have that, because GrieferNet prides itself in its toxicity and its toxic element nature in the fucking community, and I simply, for one, am looking at this and saying, damn, that is actually a lot crazier than most of the stuff that we would have actually done. I mean, yeah, we infiltrated stuff, and we make funny videos, we get organizations shut down and shit like that, for funsies or whatever, but we're not like targeting people. And I mean, it sounds like individuals were able to publicly access information on Avenger Ones, because Avenger One doxed himself, if you didn't know. Yeah, he doxed himself. He posted a bunch of information about himself on the internet, publicly open for anybody to find out, and people just located the information. And I mean, doxing would be them posting it publicly for everybody to hear it. As you noticed, anytime that they were about to actually say some pertinent information that you could hear, they just didn't say anything about it, or he just bleeped it out. So it's almost like he doesn't want people to know how much money he makes, even though he posted it publicly to the internet. It's really weird. It's almost like I feel like the next thing he's going to do is say that they doxed him or some shit. Backer, leaker, soldier, spy. Hypocrisy. Okay.
So the rumors in question are that some of my personal information has been getting publicized, including like how much money I make and like, my career.
Yeah,
and, like, he is stuff like that, which I find being doxed. A little disturbing. So I just wanted to hear from you, because I believe you're LR leadership, correct?
Yeah. This is the first time I'm hearing about this, to be honest.
Okay, so nobody in LR is actively doxing me or finding my personal information or anything like that?
No. So they had the legit information.
They have legitimate information. They have my salary, my name.
You said it was legit, you stupid fuck. So you're telling me that Towhead, Avenger Run, Avenger Cry, whatever we're gonna call him, fucking got a spy to send him just some information, a recording of them having a spying on this organization because they've been making fun of him, and he's saying that they were doxing him. He got evidence that they know some information about him or whatever, and he went to the person that runs the leadership of that organization and confirmed that information was indeed legitimate. Damn, that's fucking stupid, dude. You are dumb. That is like some dumb shit.
They've been posting it around on alt accounts, and I'm trying to track down who the hell it is what really is concerning to me, right? That to me is where it's like completely unacceptable, because that is criminal, legitimately.
Yes, it is. I mean, look.
Doxing is not criminal. you cannot be arrested for doxing. Doxing is not illegal. If there's other elements to the crime, like you get damaged, if there's already a stalking case that's open to get it, then yeah, doxing can be considered illegal. But the act of posting somebody's private information online, if they've already posted it themselves, it's not illegal. Meaning that if Avenger One signed up for Glassdoor or had a fucking Facebook that was public, that had exactly where he worked and all this other information, that's not fucking doxing because he put it out there themselves. You can't retroactively take stuff down and then claim it's doxing because you don't like people knowing that you're kind of fucking rich and you shouldn't even be playing Star Citizen for money in the first place.
Think about it. This has to be personal. It's that detailed, right? It's that. It's literally a criminal activity. It has to be personal. Yeah. It has to be somebody that you have really, really bad blood, right? I mean,
criminal activity would be you actually have to do something criminal. Finding somebody's publicly posted information and reposting it or discussing it in a Discord call that's not a YouTube video is not fucking illegal. It never was. The fact that Avenger One is trying to act like it's illegal and utilize this to strong-arm the Liberty Reapers guy because some people in there were making fun of him with his own information and making memes about him isn't criminal in the slightest. It becomes criminal when they start harassing your family and doing it incessantly and over again, targeting you directly. If they're doing it in some kind of like Discord that you can't see and most people have to be invited to, then that's not public, you fucking dipshit.
You can say all you want about.
And for example, it's when the Pajit squad decided to make a Discord where they made memes about me with semen and other shit on my face, saying all kinds of horrendous shit about me, running a psyop, saying that I rape kids, eat people, and all kinds of other shit. Yeah, see, what they did when they directly targeted, repeatedly harassed me rose to the level of stalking, which then made their doxing criminal in the United States of America and their country of origin. There's a big difference. See? If they're doing it inside of a Discord, but they're not actually sitting there posting it everywhere you can see, and the only reason you're hearing about it is because you sent a spy in there to fucking send it back to you, is it fucking doxing? And it's not fucking stalking. They just don't like you because you're a bitch.
Orgs and shit, but brother, like nobody ever tried to shit on your plate when it comes to your streaming career, right?
So like I need to hear this from you.
Nobody, Avenger what combat logging because he can't take the heat. Yeah, he combat logs a lot, actually.
I need to know that you guys would never go there, because if it's not you, I'm going to take your word for it, and I'm going to find out who did this, because this is unacceptable.
What's that? Cranium Siege would be with alt, so they set up the event after X time we get CPs to sting them. Operators, as I said, are the best infill due to them they're hiding their play styles more. Yeah, it's not illegal for them to get alts into your event so that they could take you out, bro. It's an MMO PvP game, and you mauled out harder than anyone.
Doxing is not acceptable here as well. It's just completely stupid. I mean, look, between like you and me, if there is a guy in LR that really hates you and doesn't talk about it, how the fuck should I know? Like, I have nothing publicly, you know what I mean? But I don't think there's anybody in LR who has a feud with you that would go to such lengths.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, must be somebody you know personally, probably. Or
must be somebody you know personally.
I guess they can find the information. I mean,
right? And then also, and then I hear a rumor that you guys are spitting on people at CitizenCon. Like, what's that? Is that
a
true?
rumor that you're spitting on people?
That is, I think that's true.
What happened there?
It's not us. It's not us.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's not.
She's a blood-sucking whore. Even worse, e-whore. Blood-sucking is fitting.
You guys. Then who the fuck was
No. It is a guy from LR. It is a guy from LR.
So what happened
there
to
was
that?
like that was too. Listen,
Don't forget
this
to
is a
ask who
hearsay.
banged
I haven't
foreheads,
really gone into too many
girl.
details, but apparently 2 girls almost got at each other, right?
Oh.
From what I heard, and the spit was there like to cut it all out.
Oh.
Something like that.
Which girls are we talking about?
That's what I know. I think it's Gabby and girlfriend of Battery, I think.
Has this person been disciplined if they're an LR guy? Have they apologized for what they did?
Have they been disciplined?
I don't think so.
They make them apologize?
They're going long. I am not interfering. I am not.
You hear this shit, dude? Like, 2 girls are about to start fighting, so a dude spits on the floor in between them to stop them from fighting, and it's turned into Miss Gabby's got spit on, and you need to discipline your guys. These are your people. You need to get your people to stop harassing me and making memes about me so my spies bring them back to me so I can cry about it. Holy fuck.
Not interfering.
This is some weak ass blood shit right here. Oh my god.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Thanks for taking my call.
By the way, what we're watching right now is Avenger One taking different calls, calling different individuals to discuss why he is butthurt about the stuff that he saw going on behind closed doors, that he had to send a spy into the organization in order to get out.
I'm obviously, I'm sure the guys have told you. I'm just investigating some stuff. I've been hearing.
They've told me only things that I need to know, basically. So like.
And now we have Buttery Pancakes, the spitter himself.
Then someone is making a bunch of memes about you, like hurtful memes, I guess, or like doxing type of stuff. Is what I heard.
Right. So I mean, I should just probably tell you kind of where I'm coming from, so you understand.
Yeah.
You know, when I heard some stuff that happened at CitizenCon.
You heard some stuff?
I'm not completely in the loop. I can only go based off of the stuff I know at the time. That's
okay. So wait a minute. You're talking to these guys, pulling them aside like you're the fucking principal of the school, and you weren't even fucking there. You don't have any video of the event. You didn't see the event fucking happen. But you're the guy that's going to get to the bottom of it, even though you already have a predetermined dislike of Liberty Reapers because they make fun of you and allegedly stream snipe you and shit. Even though you don't actually have physical evidence of them doing it, you just have Discord screenshots because apparently your spies suck ass. And now we're listening to you talk to these different individuals, get their sides of the story, but you already dislike them out the gate. And this is supposed to be you doing a documentary on the toxic underworld. I mean, in a sense here, we're actually seeing the direct toxicity is because this is indeed, in fact, how a lot of the orgs in Star Citizen operate. I've been a part of many of them, and I've left them all, although I got kicked out of Cobra TV because apparently I was toxic, even though they seem to be like one of the more toxic organizations, because if you're not a part of their ideology, if you don't follow their shit to the letter, which is like a lot of these other orgs, basically people start making videos about you and trying to get the community to brigade you out of existence. So at the beginning of the video, we're hearing how these guys were talking about creating psychological operations and running ops against people on the other side. In a sense, we're watching Avenger One do the exact same thing to these people. The only difference being is that there's really no evidence on either side to either say yay or nay. And I mean, the one person that could have done anything if it was actually they had gotten spit on was Miss Gabby's. She would have had to have gotten a police report or something of that kind made up, and she didn't even rise to do that. And you gotta ask yourself, did she not go to the police because she didn't actually physically get spit on? Or is it something else?
That's why I'm interviewing people, because I want, again, there's their truth, your truth, and then the real truth, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for here. Right?
Yeah, there's Avenger One's truth, there's guys, and there's the real truth. And the real truth here is that Avenger One can't be the guy that gives you the real truth because he's inside. I can give you the real truth because I'm outside and I'm also a piece of shit. You see the difference?
Right. So I saw some pictures, and the pictures were talking about how I guess you spit on Gabby. it was at Citizen Con.
Mhm.
The pictures I saw, from my standpoint, told a very specific story of, somebody that took it a little too far and did something inappropriate.
Okay.
And people were kind of, not saying like, hey, you shouldn't do that. It was kind of like, hey, like good on you. And that paints a pretty poor picture, right?
Understandable. Yeah.
So I want to know the context, right? Because from my standpoint, like, Gabby and I are friends. I think she's genuinely a good person. I know there's been a lot of stuff flying around about it. I know there's people having opinions on this and that, and I don't know the full context as to what happened with mental shock, what led up to him committing suicide, and then eventually what ended up,
how do you not know the context
against her? So I just want you to take me through it, tell it from your point of view, so I understand the context here.
Okay, so basically, to start it all off, we ended up starting an org together, right? It was me, Gabby, Shock, and a couple other friends.
3 Strike.
Oh, right. I remember 3 Strikes because I was in that org too. Because remember, I gave Miss Gabby's her first big story on Star Citizen and helped her get the way. And then they invited me to the org and I immediately got out. So, yeah, wait a minute. I actually do know this guy. I know both of these guys.
And yeah, 3 Strikes, which at first was totally kosher. Like everybody loved each other. It was all good. And then animosity started building up, but not towards each other. It was like towards the game. And no one hated each other. Like before all that shit happened, I was an advocate for Gabby, so I had her on my business. I was just like promoting her really, really well for Star Citizen. So I liked her. She was an amazing person until the incident. So the incident, and it was a personal one for me, was my little brother came onto the Discord one day, and he was pleading for help. One of his friends wanted to commit suicide, and my brother, being young at the time, didn't know how to handle it. So he was outreaching, trying to ask for help on what he should do.
I mean,
this was like, so this was like, let's say 1, 2 in the morning, and I was passed out. I had just finished the photo shoot, so I was completely beat, and I went to bed. So a friend of mine, K9, is a very close friend to me, and he knows my family. I've known him for maybe 10 years now. So my little brother knows that he has Discord, and he can contact him through Discord. So my little brother didn't know how to use Discord at the time because he wasn't that into Discord and all that. He's more of a console player. So he finally got a hold of K9, but he did it through general chat. So he's asking K9. K9 was sitting in a group chat with Gabby and a bunch of her followers. And
they were all talking to each other.
The general chat, hey, my friend just sent me a goodbye note. I'm worried. What should I do? So K9 tried handling the situation. Gabby's followers were having mental breakdowns because someone was talking about committing suicide. So she was trying to handle that. K9 was trying to handle this. The guys in her chat were trying to tell my little brother things to do, but K9 yelled at them, leave it alone, let me handle it type of deal. One good thing they did was Jock at the time ended up making the general chat private, so no one else could see it but us. And which was a good idea. Perfect. So no one else could tell my little brother to do something stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the process of them doing that, Gabby started deleting my little brother's messages for pleading for help. Right after the other, just started deleting them all. Because in her words were, this looks bad for the org. We shouldn't have this here. It should put it in DMs, but I'm coming from my little brother's perspective now. What if it wasn't my little brother's friend that was committing suicide, but my little brother just outreaching for help? And then while he's outreaching, he sees all his messages of pleading, oh, my friend sent a goodbye letter, started getting deleted from Discord.
Do you feel like he was saying that he wanted to do that?
No. It was his actual friend. So the situation was, his friend was legitimately that night going to commit suicide. And K9 ended up calling the police, calling everybody that he had to. He even found my number online because I run a business, and ended up finding my number and blasting me like just endless amounts of phone calls.
Finding his number online, huh?
Cops ended up going to the little boy's
That's
house
not
and saving his
doxing?
life. So the little kid
doxing for a
was saved
purpose,
that night, pretty
apparently.
much, from K9's efforts and my little brother providing the phone call or the phone number for the little boy and all that. So it was a legitimate reason why my brother's friend was going to commit suicide. So that's why my little brother was outreaching, because he had no idea like how to handle the situation, and he needed someone's help. So they did save the little boy that night. So thank God. The little kid hangs out every other weekend at my pad. So it's
interesting. That's
why I took it so personally, because I know the little boy, and it was devastating, like hearing this in the morning when I missed it. But K9 helped, so I'm glad that he was able to help, and I'm glad that the little boy's still in my life.
Okay,
And,
so help me understand this. So Gabby deleting some of these messages, was this after the situation had been?
No, this was during the situation was going on.
Okay, so was she impeding
During the
communication
situation
between you and this kid, like to the point where like somebody would type something and then like after 30 seconds she'd get rid of it right away? Like, what was the context here?
She started from the very beginning. So when my brother was pleading for help,
okay,
and you could see all the messages started getting deleted from the top. So this is started just going like one by one from the top to the bottom, reaching to where they were
I
at.
understand, but this event was happening in real time, correct?
Yes, in real time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the communication between K9 and your brother, that was still going on, correct?
Yes.
And you feel like she was doing that maliciously?
I mean, not maliciously, but pretty much you don't do that in that type of situation. And you could have at least waited for the conversation and everything to end, because this is someone's life we're talking about. And the reason why I was so mad about it is because it's my family.
Someone's life they're talking about.
Your brother's friend.
Yeah.
And then, so from that point forward, you kind of had beef, I guess, with Gabby. Is that correct?
Yeah, because in her eyes, she was doing right for the image, but at the same time, I was like, man, this is someone's life you're playing with. Like, forget an image, forget all that. Like, this is someone's life, and she wouldn't accept it. So ever since then, I was like, all right, you do you, I'll do me, and we'll leave it at that.
I guess when you're at Citizen Con, I guess you were, the rumor, is what I can understand, is you were with your girlfriend, I guess, at the time. And
yes, I was.
Yeah, just walk me through what happened. Just walk me through it.
Okay,
because there's three different fucking stories. Like, just walk me through what happened from.
Yeah, I know you're getting the whole telephone.
Yeah, that's why I want to go straight.
Messages.
You know what I mean? Like, just want to cut the bullshit.
Pretty much what happened was I noticed Gabby outside of the bar, so I was walking up to her to go talk to her. I was gonna make it the cordial, like, we're gonna end this here type of communication. Like, I want nothing to do with you. You want nothing to do with me. We're going our separate ways. Because prior, she was DMing me. I did a memorial thing for Shock, and instead of like her taking it to heart and like, oh, it was beautiful, she ended up DMing me complaining about wrong dates and this and that, and that it doesn't seem like I care, but I've known Shock fucking about 4 years before she came into the picture. That's a whole different story though. So anyways, I was gonna talk to her and like kind of squash it, and when I walked up to her, she looked at me and she completely gave me the cold shoulder and walked away. So me being the LA person, and like I got mad, I got heated. Everybody's saying that I spat on her. What I did is I spat on the floor in front of her. So a sign of disrespect, like, fucking, when they give me the cold shoulder, you don't want to took it. She like locked eyes with me, and then she completely just blew me off and went away. I was like,
oh wow, look at that. And then is he trying to name and shame this dude again? Oh good, but he put a fucking circle in front of the dude's face. Okay, cool. So, we heard it from the guy, they went from Gabby got spit on allegedly to, okay, I spit in front of Gabby. And we had beef with her because he didn't seem to understand the problems that my little brother was having and my point of view on something, because she's a real pig-headed individual. And that's the thing, is that I remember this because, remember, I was there in the very beginning. You know, I remember, you know, like hosting this new streamer that didn't have any fucking followers or anything, and being all like, yeah, let's look this person up. Maybe we could, you know, have a cool little community. And we started playing games with them, and it immediately became one of those situations where I'm a streamer. I'm the streamer that hosted you with a bunch of different people. But then when I'm streaming with you or talking to you, it's like my stream doesn't exist and you don't seem to give a shit about it. So like I start talking to my people in the background and you're like getting angry, like, oh, well, who are you talking to? You know, like, hey, I have a chat too, right? Like I got people that I got to talk to too, right? You understand that, right? Like it ain't all about you. And it's just weird to me is that, you know, like I found out back then that, you know, like I had made a mistake. Like, you know, how would I didn't know anything about this person. I just hosted them. And after hosting them, I really quickly found out that they were kind of selfish. Like it was me. It's all about me and my understanding of what I'm doing, what I'm building, even though, you know, I was like, well, that's cool. I already have a thing going on myself. You know, like I was just trying to be cool, hook you up, you know, like pass it forward, so on and so forth. But like now it's like, oh, well, apparently I'm not cool because, you know, like I'm too much of a PvP, or I'm, you know, like, oh, this guy's also a streamer and he could be stealing my followers. And it's just like, what the fuck, bro? Like I gave you my followers. So yeah, you know, I didn't like her back then. Right. So I broke off of the situation. I was just kind of like, you know what? I made a fucking terrible mistake hosting this person. She seems pretty toxic and, you know, not very understanding of other people's plights. And then here I am hearing stuff about I didn't even really know too much about, but finally hearing the reason why this dude and her broke up, it makes a lot more sense because, like, not only did she handle this situation with the kid rather poorly, she handled the situation with the dude that committed suicide rather poorly. And it's always like the woe is me thing. Like, oh, we tried to help him. We tried to do all of this stuff. But yeah, you know, like that dude used to hang out with my shit. He used to watch my shit, you know, and I didn't stand on his death like you guys did. And I'm still not doing that because, you know, he decided that he wanted to go with y'all because he thought y'all were better than me, and it turns out y'all suck ass.
All right, so I spat on the floor in front of her foot.
Now he's fucking dead.
Okay.
So that's what I did. I spat on the floor in front of her foot, but you know, spit. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, they spat on her." So
yeah.
So that's what happened. I was like, I got disrespected right there and then. So I was like, all right, we're going to end it like this. So I spat on the floor and I walked away. I was like, my girl, on the other hand, from the situation, she just wanted to fight. So it could have been a full-blown fight with girl on girl, but I pulled her away and I made sure that no one's night was ruined because you don't want to do that in public. Like, there's a time and place, and I was like, no, we're not. And then she was more mad at, one, the situation with my little brother, and then her doing that, like locking eyes with us and then turning away and giving us the cold shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, you don't do that to people.
That's what she was like extremely pissed off about. And you know,
this is
we're more of a respect kind of people. When you show, if you're gonna show us that kind of disrespect, then we're gonna show you that kind of disrespect.
But you're taking her just locking eyes and looking away from you as the kind of disrespect. You're just like, okay, so please give me context of what am I looking.
So just think about it this way, is that, you know, he's disrespecting this girl, but he's disrespecting this girl because number one, he was like me. He tried to help her out. She got a huge fucking ego about the situation, even though we were trying to like be cool and, you know, like draw assistance. And she just kind of like was like, fuck you guys. I'm doing this all by myself. Y'all don't need you. And at the same time, after that, the guy that ended up breaking off friendships with people he had known way longer decided to go with this girl, and then he ended up committing suicide. You know, like, whose fucking fault is that? Is it my fault? It's not my fault. Is it this other guy's fault? No, it's not his fault. I mean, why was he in such a bad headspace? Why was he in such a bad space? Why weren't the people that were apparently his better friends helping him out? Or at least telling other people that were his friends what was going on?
Looking at here.
1 second.
I can't forgive Buttery. It would be impossible for me. I'll talk nice, but be neutral. But the way I took something he said is a slight indirect threat to my family, whether he realized how it came out or not. He probably didn't even mean it the way he said or implied it, but he was talking on voice. But his brother, I get why he was angry. That was a mistake. Threats against family is malicious. Again, he probably didn't realize how he worded something. Probably didn't mean it the way he said it, but I'm not cool with threats of doxing because I laughed off someone doing that to me in the past and got pictures of my family from a month from random accounts. And not a thing I could do because it wasn't explicit threats. It only stopped when it became to light the person who did it got pushed forward, was caught in the lies that they had spinning. So anytime somebody brings up my address, I take immediately as a full threat. That's one of the reasons I stepped away. Wow. 5/23/2022. Cool. So apparently Mental Shock was not really happy with the other guy because apparently he took something that he said as a threat to dox him by mentioning an address that Mental Shock himself gave the other guy so that he could send him things.
Have you ever doxed anybody? Has that ever been a thing you've done?
No. I don't know who the hell this is. I know who Shock is, but doxing someone,
who Shock is. They're real life friends.
Is this a fabricated image? Do you suspect this as being fake?
I don't suspect it as being fake. I don't suspect the image as being fake. I suspect that Mental Shock actually sent out this information because in my experience with him, he wasn't all there. He was actually an individual that jumped to conclusions and shit. And he was one of the reasons that, you know, besides the fact that Miss Gabby's wasn't being very cordial with how she was treating a fellow streamer, it was guys like Mental Shock of the way that they were acting like, oh, this guy's like trying to like, you know, like ride your coattails and shit. And I'm just like, yeah, I fucking host you with my giant, you know, with my following and I'm the guy that's fucking riding the coattails. Yeah, okay.
When was this taken? 2012 and 22? Yeah.
Making choices.
To be honest, I can't. I don't know. I've never doxed anyone, so no, I can't tell you can't give you a real answer about this one. This is, like I said, I'm really good with Photoshop and I can make anything look legit. So
can you explain this one? And
can you explain this?
The context as to what scripts he's talking about?
Chat 0 scripts. Unless they're talking about the situation that you were dealing with. Remember the Night City?
Yeah.
So back in the day, I was just like you, trying to figure it out. And it wasn't necessarily scripting. What I was doing is I was trying to figure out who was doing it to upload it to SIG to like send it in. And I had a folder on my desktop for a while, like with names, pictures, and different people's names in a folder. So I don't know if he's
of people you suspected of cheating.
Yeah.
Do you have that folder?
So, interestingly enough, you know, like Avenger One is still pulling up messages from the guy that killed himself. And here's another one where he's going up against somebody that recently had beef with Miss Gabby, the streamer that he was standing, and he's going around to other individuals in the community accusing this guy of scripting and cheating. And now Avenger One is trying to go back to his scripting and cheating video to further his understanding to say, see, look, we exposed the hackers and cheaters, even though Buttery Pancakes didn't come up anywhere out there. What he's basically trying to do here is accuse this guy of fucking cheating. And his evidence of this guy cheating is a Discord message from a guy that killed himself that disliked him for whatever reason. Kind of weird. Even though they knew each other in person, dude had his address because he sent in stuff because they were friends. Up until what? Up until Miss Gabby's entered the scene.
I do not. Since you uploaded it
Very
and I
strange.
sent it to SIG, I deleted pretty much everything of it. But I was in the process of trying to like figure out. I had a whole bunch of links referring to like different names that you can see in like MFDs and stuff like that. And if he's talking about that, then that's the only thing that I could know of being anywhere close to like cheats and shit. Because I love Star Citizen, and seeing that like truly pissed me off. And I was like, oh, I gotta find all these people.
Oh yeah,
But
just
other
like
than that, I mean,
Avenger One did.
I mean, that's a pretty.
Yeah, especially
If there's
in
one
an
thing
alpha,
that'll-
it's like,
Yeah, if
come
there's
on.
one thing that'll galvanize an entire community, it's cheaters. I mean, nobody likes them.
But yeah, that's the only thing that I could think of this.
Because this is claiming that you dox somebody, and this is from Shock. Shock saying that you took it
Shock's
as a threat, that
making
you guys had a
claims
fight. Like,
with
what's
no
the
evidence.
context there? Did you guys have a falling out?
We had a falling out, but I didn't have a falling out with Shock.
Why did he have a falling out with you then?
Here we go. Why did he have a falling out with you?
Unless he's talking about the doxing being me having his address. But the thing is, he sent me packages, so of course I would have his address.
Oh, they sent packages.
That's the
to
only
each
thing I
other.
could think that. Because I don't think I've ever threatened anybody with doxing.
I don't think I've ever threatened anybody
I would
with
only do it if
doxing, and I would
someone
never
threatened
do it.
like doxing me or like threatening my family type of shit. Unless that's what they're getting at. But
do you feel like someone's
And
threatened your
Avenger
family?
One's doxing
No,
him
not at
right
all.
now.
I mean, yeah, no one.
Yeah, but in your judgment, is this screenshot I'm looking at, is this fabricated or is this something that happened? That's all I want to know. Because if this is I mean, you'd know, right? Because if this is a bogus screenshot, then I can at least identify what information is misinformation and what information may be more legitimate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a bogus image?
100% this could be a bogus image, but like I said, I don't have the DMs. Like a lot of people can make a lot of like.
Yeah.
Take me for example. I can make me and you talking right now and screenshot this and make it look like we're going at it like super hardcore about things. Like,
Yeah, he can make it
being
look
in the
like
profession
anything.
of where I'm sitting at, like, with Photoshop and all that, you can make an image look as real as possible. So
Yeah. All right, well, keep memeing away, dude.
already, muchacho. Just know, no animosity towards you or your Avenger guys. Like,
Yeah, no animosity. Oh, why did he cut him off right there? I wonder. Probably because it didn't fit the narrative.
After the conversation with Buttery, I couldn't help but feel like he was hiding so much from me. I knew
Hiding?
that he was lying to me because
Lying to
he was
him, you
in
know?
the room when the doxing was going on about my personal information with the rest of his friends. So there was
Yeah,
some
but-
context there that was missing.
What do you mean there's some context that was missing? You were talking to one guy and then you were talking to another guy, and you're trying to say that the questions that you asked the first guy apply to the second guy, even though the second guy wasn't actually there in the conversation listening. We could see the Discord call. You talked to one and then you talked to the other one. You didn't talk to them at the same time. So, like, hold up, wait a minute. You know, you were asking Buttery about completely different stuff, and he denied doing any type of doxing whatsoever. And you don't actually have any evidence of this doxing. All you have is that this guy was maybe in a call at one point when some people were talking about the information you publicly posted about yourself on the internet, which is not doxing. So, like, I see the hoops that we're jumping in, but now we're starting to actually dive into the narrative structure of what Avenger One is trying to do here. See, he's like, I took down the cheaters, guys. You gotta love me. And now this guy, he's one of the cheaters. I'm telling you, I don't have any fucking evidence, but look at this screenshot from the guy that killed himself. He also disliked this guy for whatever reason, and it's, you know, he's saying that doxing and shit was happening, even though we don't have any evidence.
Missing. When I confronted him about the screenshots that Mental Shock had, and about the fact that he's been cheating and scripting, he went completely silent for so long, I've had to edit that section out of the video.
He's cheating and hacking? Like, yeah, what is somebody supposed to do when you accuse them of cheating and hacking and you don't have any evidence? You just have some fucking screenshots from a guy that killed himself. Right. And that guy that killed himself, you guys apparently were having beef. Well, let's let me freeze that. The guy that is saying that you're cheating, hacking, and scripting is part of the group that's connected to Miss Gabby's, who he's no longer a part of because you guys, Miss Gabby's and him, have beef with him. So we're just supposed to trust Mr. Mental Shock's messages here that this guy's actually cheating, even though he didn't actually have any proof of it. And if Avenger One had the proof of it, well, you damn well fucking know he'd be posting it, wouldn't he?
He also claims that he spit beside Gabby and not on her. But yet clearly in the picture, when he originally posted it, he says very clearly that he spit on her. And yet the story's changed multiple times. Don't forget, this is the
story changed? Well, did Miss Gabby's ever say that she got directly spit on, or did she say that he spit on the floor? I mean, it seems pretty clear to me that we already know exactly what was happening here. We know exactly what they guys were doing.
Same man who claimed to do deepfakes, or was wanting to do deepfakes. If he's hiding something, I couldn't get it out of him. But
So this guy saying he can hide him. Oh, well, he could do deepfakes. I could do deepfakes. Anybody could do deepfakes. It's super easy, and AI does it for you. You know, anybody can fire up Photoshop nowadays and make anything they want. I've even been accused of faking Discord logs that I had no involvement in the creation of, when somebody literally went on their iPhone, slide the thing down, hit record, and then showed people some shit. Yeah, okay, got it. So as we know right now, it's like Avenger One already has this negativity for Liberty Reapers because they're better PvPers than him, and they make fun of him. He's he's basically logs out anytime they go after him or they see him on a server, so on and so forth. On top of that, Miss Gabby's is his friend, so he's gonna obviously shy over to her side of things here. And I mean, it's kind of fucked up that he's sitting here acting like he could be the fucking true arbiter of the news here when he's so wrapped up in the situation. Me, I've been outside the situation for a really long time, right? Like, I remember this cat, I remember the other one, I remember the girl, and I remember the interaction and being like, fuck all of these people. I'm just gonna go do my own thing. I'm just gonna have to say, yep, I made a mistake hosting that girl and I completely ruined my Twitch career over it. What are we gonna fucking do? It's not like I haven't ruined my life before.
I felt from that conversation was that something.
And I mean, think about it this way: we used to get big cheese for live streaming and making videos, but now nobody's coughing up the cash anymore. When it was really only one person that was coughing up the cash, but I guess they're broke now, so we're pretty much fucked.
Going on, there was some narrative being spun, and I was going to get to the bottom of it.
Ah, yes, there was a narrative being spun.
Was to go right back into the Lion's Den and sit down with LR leadership and confront them on some things I had seen from these internal leakers that had been coming to me. Was I being manipulated by people outside, or was something malicious going on?
I know me and you spoke about some of the stuff going on. Yes.
Yeah, was somebody else manipulating the situation, or were you not able to really get any actual evidence of any of the stuff that you were claiming, so you just wanted to call a bunch of people toxic, mainly Liberty Reapers, and you just basically kind of left out all of the toxic shit that went on in the 3 strike situation and then the subsequent orbs that showed up after that? Yeah, cool, man.
Yesterday, and I don't know what's going on internally with you guys, but I'm getting conflicting stories from what's going on with the Gabby situation. Do you guys have any information about that?
I've only like overheard what happened, but that's not in our hands. We can't control what people are doing on another part of the world when we're not even there. Like, regardless of what it was, right?
But you don't condone what happened, is what I'm saying.
No, I mean, why would we? But again, we cannot control anything that happens outside of our boundaries within the game, you know?
And 2023.
Sure, but I mean, if it was one of my guys that did that,
Last
I'd be a little
month.
upset too. I'd be like, what the hell, dude?
Well, yeah, but Azur is not who said that we are not reacting to it or we haven't spoken with him, but they have a long history.
Because the truth is, like, Gabby's my friend, and she was pretty ripped up about it. She was pretty pissed off.
My friend was ripped up about it, so I had to be Papa Bear.
I know. Pissed off too, right?
I know, but listen.
Because I get more screenshots today.
You have.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but talking about this particular situation, which I really don't want to get involved, is like there's a person who was in LR together with Gabby, who killed himself, mental shock.
Oh, I know that.
I don't want to
so
talk
he
about
was,
it.
man. Yeah, I know, Azur. Like, it's fucked up. So he was Barry's friend, right? They have a beef, bro. Like, what do we do with that, right?
Yeah, what
if
do
he
you do
did
with the
something
beef?
more to Gabby, she could sue his ass, right? So he has to, deal with the consequences. You know what I mean? But what am I supposed to do? If you really want to know, as a friend, you can directly reach out to Battery. He's a mod on Academy. He's a very open guy. And he's like the last guy I would think of doing something aggressively or illegally or whatever. Really. So, if you really want to know,
I would like to speak to him, to be honest. Because
you reach out to him, please, because I don't want to.
It has to be solved on a one-to-one basis.
So, if you want to make sure you know all the information, reach out to him, see what he's gonna respond, because he was the one who actually mentioned that he didn't hide the fact that he did it. Right. So, I'm just saying, it's fucked up. Listen to the story if you really want to know, but we are really not involved in that shit.
We are really not involved with that shit.
But as far as you know,
we are seeing Avenger One basically rebadgering these individuals. He's trying to utilize leftist tactics and ideology where he's othering people. Well, you're letting this guy do this. You need to kick them out of the, or you need to reprimand him because I don't like what he's doing. Even though Avenger One's not being really understandable to the actual situation at hand, like Star Citizen community is toxic, but the toxicity doesn't lie within the organization that do things behind private doors. It's fine. They could do fucked up shit as long as they're not broadcasting it to everybody and, like throwing it in your face every day. You shouldn't have to worry about it. But when you actively seek out this information like Avenger One is doing and then try to like manipulate people's ideology and behind who's bad and who's good in this situation, it really makes me have to take a big pause with this, because this is the actual toxicity within the community. It's guys that Avenger One are toxic for the Star Citizen community because they get a huge head thinking that they understand what the game's about and what they want, and then they try to go and police the situation that is literally unpoliceable. He's in here right now policing another org, trying to act like, well, I'm the big dick swinging dick around here with all the subs and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. But all he's really essentially doing is trying to ring these guys through the bus so that him and Miss Gabby's can come out on top of everything.
Pancakes has never done anything either when it comes to running scripts or anything like that.
No, to our knowledge, no.
Okay, so when someone sends me something like
this,
this,
uploading files and shit
here.
Let's see.
Dude, that guy is the biggest bullshitter on the internet.
That guy is the biggest bullshitter on the internet.
Yeah, he posts shit on Reddit where he edits CIG pictures and adds some renders a new camo and some shit.
Oh my god!
And writes just for $2.99, and then watches how people respond on Reddit, thinking of buying and raging that they cannot buy.
His Facebook groups, you don't know about them? He has like a.
He's a
he
meme
goes into
lord.
Yeah, he's really trolling.
So he's a meme
And one final
lord.
thing.
Man, somebody really,
So-
really.
So like that was his big shutdown. He just showed them his big evidence from a guy that killed. You see what I'm saying? A guy killed himself that was actively toxic to other individuals in the Star Citizen community, myself included. All of a sudden is just claiming all of this stuff about people like they're hacking and scripting and shit because they're posting memes on Facebook and whatnot, or they made a fake post and got a bunch of laughs on Reddit with the what is this? What are we even doing here?
I understand that.
What are we doing
I
here?
understand that AVS and LR have had our differences, okay? And I have been stream sniped by different organizations.
Ooh.
As far as you guys know, LR has never engaged in stream sniping operations or anything like that ever, correct?
I mean, what do you mean by that? Like, we just play the game. We're not here.
Like using alts when I'm live streaming to set me up and go after me for propaganda purposes.
Using alts.
When we play.
This is all about because Avenger One was very consistently abusing the Alta 4 feature in the game where he would just close it so that he could escape fights, because he would get a big bounty and then people would get his bounty and try to go kill him, and they would come 5 or 6 deep because they wanted to make sure he would die. And every single time, without fail, Avenger One would claim that he was being stream sniped, even though he had a bounty on him and a god marker where people could see him anywhere in the game if they took his bounty. This is the kind of shit that's just really fucked up about these streamers. Over at GrieferNet, we've killed this guy before too, and I mean, it's not like we have ins to get on his servers. It's just random shit where eventually this guy's on our server and he's got a bounty because he's constantly flying around and killing people, so it makes it pretty easy to find him. But it also makes it pretty easy for him to claim stream sniping, although that fucking argument goes out the window when you realize he's rolling around with the crime stat in com-statted areas, so his god marker will show you exactly where he's at. So that's the reasoning. And for him to act like, you guys are stream sniping me, and he's basically trying to pull a gotcha situation here where he's trying to get them to admit that they're stream sniping him so he could basically retroactively say, yeah, these guys have been stream sniping me. That's why I've been combat logging, and you guys have been putting out these videos of me combat logging for propaganda purposes to say I'm a bad pilot, and that's not cool. Even though, he's a decent pilot, but I mean, he's not the best pilot. I can still crash into you, motherfucker, and kill you every single time, so don't even fucking trip, homie.
I don't think so. We play with the mains.
So
this is the other thing, is they claim that people are using alternate accounts to go stream snipe. Like, what? They're playing on their main accounts and they're fighting them on their main accounts. Like, what do you mean? Are you saying that there's alt accounts in your Twitch chat that they're watching your stream to find out where you're at, even though they can get the god marker? I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about here. What it seems like, though, is that you didn't actually really coherently think about what you were saying here, and your big gotcha moment for the entire video seems to be a little depressed.
Right, because I know that there've been other organizations who've done it to me, and it's been frustrating because I'm trying to track down alt accounts, and I'm like, who's who? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out who's everyone so he can look at this. He can look at the chat because he's got a list of all of these people that he doesn't like and refuses to fight because they can beat him. Right. And I'm pretty sure he's talking about my organization out there, always claiming that we're stream sniping him and shit like that, even though it's like the only time that we actually see him on a server that we're on, we tell all our people to join on us so we can go after him, and then he fucking runs away because he doesn't want to fight us. Oh, I don't want to go to prison. Those guys are just fucking here to grief me or whatever. They're just trying to bounty hunt me and play the game. It's like hilarious. Like, if you knew how funny people could really be,
I am pretty sure you
would
can find
understand.
your old logs when you're being attacked by members of LR. They're all on their real accounts.
Okay.
Yep.
They don't hide.
Yeah. So
They
when
don't
Simon
hide.
sends me this, I need some context for this.
AVS goals: arrest Gay One for impersonating an officer and associated leaguers. Create a sting event for Reapers. Will bait him to think he's winning. Otherwise, he logs. Stolen valor. He would get triggered. We need a good bait ship. The one that could fool the thumb. Carrick. I have a Discord alt locked and loaded in that Discord. I could get into that trap rolling on stream. Bro, Fuzz Courage has been parried for this entire life. What a menace. His day is coming. He's never heard my voice. I could do this. So yeah, by the way, Star Citizen has come forward very clearly and said that what these guys are doing, infiltrating the org in order to get somebody killed, is not against the rules whatsoever. Literally, dude's just crying about it because somebody sent him a screenshot of this. So yes, it may be scummy to do something like this. It is entirely within the rules and in realm of the game. So it's like he could get mad at people doing that stuff. Whatever these people do on their own time is their thing, you know? Like, he's trying to basically utilize their organization against one person. He's trying to get this organization and force their hands to take action on another group of individuals for something that they did on a different time, right? Like, he's basically a lefty at this point. He's always been a lefty if you haven't actually figured it out. He's trying to utilize all of these weird tactics to get these guys, but essentially it's just like, damn, dude, that's respectable as fuck over there, Liberty Reapers. You guys got alts in there hiding so you can figure out where they are. Shit. This is fucking good. Man, we gotta go to these lakes sometimes to fucking kill this motherfucker too, because he's a bitch, dude. He's a pussy. He fucking runs every fucking time. Even if you get the fucking QED on his ass, he's fucking alt F4ing and shit. It's a pain in the ass, man. This guy's an asshole.
Wait, I need a good base shift. Discord. Okay, so that's LRPD.
That's LRPD.
I think that's out of
It's a
context.
different org.
LRPD.
Okay, can you explain this as
So-
well?
So that's their
different
own little
Discord.
trolling org. They basically what they do. I'm sure you've seen one of my videos a long time ago, actually, where they basically try to capture people and then send them to jail. And it's done like for funsies. It's like not intended to kind of be harmful.
Yeah, it's a video game.
Personally,
How could it be
I don't even know
harmful?
what they're talking about because it's
If he combat logs, it's just a delicious, considering it's a 1L propaganda material. Creating a sting would be with alts,
Uganda.
where they would set up an event
To
after X time,
le
and get CPs
propaganda.
to sting them, operators, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it looks pretty clear to me, man.
Yeah.
Like, so
Okay,
you're
okay.
telling me these
I didn't
aren't...
read that. Let me explain.
Like,
That's
what's the
just
context here?
No. So that's just people talking. Like, we never have attacked you, especially like in PU or any of the sort. Like, I don't really understand where that is coming from, other than just talking, just to talk. You know what I mean?
So it's all talk.
It's all talk.
So, like, because Avenger One doesn't understand what's actually happening to him, he's not able to articulate this very clearly. But see, he's trying to use Liberty Reapers, and then these other guys have another Discord where it's their own thing that they do in their off time inside of the game. So he's still, Avenger One still considers them Liberty Reapers because they're members of Liberty Reapers, but they go do their own shit on their own time. That's not connected to Liberty Reapers. So Avenger One's trying to shift the blame to Liberty Reapers and say, oh, all of you guys are doing this to me, and I gotcha because I have a screenshot because of these guys were planning on doing some shit to me, and I probably fell for it because I'm a fucking idiot. And honestly, in this type of situation, it's like there's really nothing you could do. You know, you can't blame it on Liberty Reapers. You got to blame it in the people in the actual screenshot. Those are the ones that are conspiring to get you, which in fact is not against the fucking rules of the game. And I would have to say is probably encouraged, because if these guys were able to get you to go to a location, get a crime stat so that they could kill you and take you to prison, and they were able to do it, that right there is emergent gameplay, my friend, and that is some fucking dope shit. But we all know that as soon as you realized that you were going to prison, you'd probably backspace or something to try to save yourself, and then you would either call stream sniping, or you would claim that somebody's trying to fucking grief you or something.
Ever been engaged in the? I mean, I'm sure you have, but in the PU or
Instead of like, you know, looking at it as like these people helping you create fucking content, and you're just not good enough at improv to actually improvisationally involve yourself with this type of emergent gameplay.
Directly by LR people in that sense, but I don't know who's LR and who's not, considering everyone's running alts.
Well, did you get attacked by a blue with distortions?
Right.
You haven't.
And it might have been them, yeah. If it was a blue with distortions, well,
that's them. And they knew how to fly with VTOL. That's
who's them?
That could be people from the
LRPD. That's
LRPD.
Who they are.
It's them, not us.
Man.
We're not doing it.
Come on.
This is just talk.
But we don't condone it. Like, we just let him play.
Yeah, they're talking about OPSEC. Well, he's got your fucking screenshot, so your OPSEC in that LRPD must not be that fucking good.
People, you know, like in terms of
well, that seems a bit a bit unfair, because that means that they can just go off and do whatever they want. You can't have any responsibility for it.
Correct.
Because I asked yesterday.
No.
People can go do whatever they want, and you can't hold their organization responsible for everything that you do. If you do that, that's like a fucking thumbhead approach, because people join orgs and will claim to be members of orgs and do bad things just to create propaganda against them. And like, it's no different than what you're fucking doing right now.
Yeah, no, like,
because they don't do it, bro.
Because you're complaining about these people wanting to go do this to you, but then you got a guy on the inside feeding you all the information. Do you see how toxic and vicious all this shit is? It's ridiculous.
They don't do that.
Crazy.
They don't do that.
They just play. It's in a very cheerful way. Like, they don't really try to aggravate people. Like, it's just gameplay, dude. Like, how can you inhibit gameplay? Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's not with malicious intent. It's just them playing. And I mean, I've taken part of that once or twice and then made a video about it. But as you can see in the video, it's just random fun.
So they was just random fun. That's all it is. It would never go farther than that, correct?
To my understanding, yeah.
Okay.
But then again, I don't actively police them, or we actively police
them. So then
them.
Who does?
Nobody. CID does?
Like, our people are reasonable.
The game does?
They don't go like
why does somebody have to police them?
Like, what are you trying to get out of this?
Like, that's why I say constantly, it's like, you know, nobody acts on my behalf. There's only one Defango, that's me. Nobody gets to speak for me. Nobody gets to say anything about me. And at the same time, if there's people that are in my Discord and that are my followers, like, for example, Theta Naya, you know, I don't agree with everything that she does, and I dislike a lot of the people that she sends emails to because it gets me fucking harassed like crazy. But, like, am I in control of her? Do I take responsibility for her? No. She's just my follower, and, you know, I guess she's my member, so she sends me a monthly fee. But, like, in no way does that make me the person that's going to fucking police her. In the same way, it's like Christina. Do I police Christina? Do I have any say in what she does online because she's my moderator? Because she's my moderator, does that mean that when she goes around to other places and say things, I'm now liable for the things that she fucking says? Absolutely not. There is no fucking accord that says that. There's no book or manual everywhere. Anybody that thinks that is literally trying to come with the purpose, and that purpose is negative. And, you know, here we are viewing Avenger One, trying to, again, use these fucking wormy tactics to prove a point that's just not getting proven. Like, who cares that there's nobody believing it? You know who polices the game? CIG. right? Some orgs decide that they want to have police and secret police inside of their game, and then they keep records on people and shit. And there's a lot of folks out there like me who don't like that shit, who think that's really weird. The only thing that I keep track of are the people that I kill. That's it. You know, that's all we do. We keep a leaderboard of the people that we kill. We see who's got the most kills. That's it. So all of our griefing basically amounts to who can get the most kills. And there's no rules on how you get the kills. You know, it doesn't matter that you're fighting every thick dick dogfighter every single time. Like, you're just out there getting as many kills as possible. That's it. Like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me, guys? Like, oh, you got to start policing people. This happened to me. Orgs wanted to police me out of their orgs because they're like, well, you always have a crime stat and you're always killing people, and it's a bad look on our org. The reputation of our org is getting pushed out because, of how you play the game. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I guess, like, fuck you. Like, what do you want from me? It's a fucking video game. Like, stop taking the game so seriously because you're the problem. This is the toxicity that comes in. It's all of these people trying to interject and inject their ideology into the game and not realizing that there are people out there that just realize that it is a game and none of that shit matters. So you should probably just fucking chill the fuck out.
What kind of answer you want?
I just want the truth because I don't understand the context here. It looks to me like it's pretty obvious that you guys are coming after me because I've had a lot of issues.
You're coming after me,
and LR's got a lot of reasons, like to
They're just talking to talk, dude. They're just talking.
This is again.
You're coming after me, guys. Why are you coming after me, bro? You can't be coming after me like this.
Again,
out of context.
Stolen information.
Okay.
So yeah, you're using stolen information and taking it out of context and then going to somebody else trying to elicit a response out of them to get a desired result, and they're the bad ones. Like, sorry, Avenger One, just because people are saying they're going to stream snipe you or whatever. Hey, Avenger One, guess what? I am going to get an alt into your Avenger Squadron. I'm going to get all the way through into your organization, and I'm going to utilize that so that me and my friends could go get your ass so we can figure out where you are, and I'm a part of your party so that we can come and get your ass into jail. And there's nothing you can do about it. And if you fucking cry about it or any of that other shit, you're a little bitch. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to do that. I'm going to come get you. We're going to fucking infiltrate your org. We're going to be on the inside. We're going to figure out the next big event that you have, and we're going to crash the fuck out of it. We're going to make you cry, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it. What are you going to do? We're going to get you. You're going to get me banned from the game? Fucking bitch.
From a segment of a private Discord, which is also to be mentioned here. This is not public Discord. This is a closed Discord, and somebody is taking, like, going through your trash behind the house and coming up with whatever, right?
But trust me, man. Like, if we ever went after you, you would know
the
exactly
cattle black.
That's us. Like, you would notice immediately.
You would know
like, it's. You understand? Like,
you're gonna know it's me
to do this, like, under the table. Just, I don't know.
Coming for you.
Okay. So when somebody sends me this, and Hiba, you told me yesterday that nobody would ever dox, and yet they're saying that there's a history of this behavior in
through this is from Shock
through Buttery.
Yeah, again, no evidence that anybody's ever doxed anybody. All he has is the words of a guy that had some mental instabilities that was very toxic to individuals, myself included, who unfortunately prematurely ended his own life. This is the only information that you got, is this dude claiming somebody made a threat of doxing, didn't actually dox.
So what is going?
And you don't even seem to be bringing up the whole fact that Mental Shock had it out for the guy that he is saying claimed to dox him because he decided to leave the organization because he did not like the toxic ways of Mr. Shock and Mrs. Gabby's. the same reasoning as to why I left and no longer wanted to have anything to do with them, because I didn't feel I was being respected at whatsoever, and having to deal with some rather toxic individuals that were suffering from main character syndrome.
This is the guy. I don't know what is going on, but this is 23rd, 5th, 2022, bro. Like, these guys are not part of LR at that time.
Not part of LR at that time.
I don't even know what that is.
They are not part of LR. This is like May 2022. That's like more than a year and a half ago, bro.
Not even from their org. And the context is Avenger One told us that they didn't join this till later, and we're going to find out here when Gabby's gets on the call that legitimately they had their own org, and this is part of some other bullshit that Avenger One is just trying to lump onto them because he really didn't fucking get anything. Like, you know, we've been watching this for nearly an hour and we haven't really gotten any evidence of anything. We've just gotten a lot of accusations and basic propaganda to show that LR is bad, even though it's not actually LR that's doing it. It's only a couple of people that were recently a part of their organization.
Yeah, I can comment on this.
Wait, I can forgive Barry.
You have to read everything.
So what's the context here? Because I don't have the full conversation.
This is tied with what I told you about Battery and Gabby history.
Yeah, I don't.
So if you see his brother, I get why he was angry. That was a mistake. Threats against family is malicious. Yeah, this is tied to a beef between Battery and Gabby, which happened before both of them were LR. We really fucking don't want to get involved there.
Yeah, we're not getting involved in that because it has nothing
really
to do with you.
I don't even want to say manipulate information, because you're not manipulating information. Just taking information out of context.
He's manipulating information. The act of manipulating information is exactly taking information out of context. Don't be a fucking pussy, dude. Call out Avenger One for what he's doing. The fucking little tiny brain that the dude has is clearly showing here, because he's manipulating this stuff here to try to make it seem like it's involved with the toxic underground, and it really isn't. It's just one tiny little org. We're talking about one girl who created an org after she started that got super toxic, and that toxicity from that one singular org and like a few fucking people is now breaking out almost a year and a half later into another org that Avenger One has a fucking problem with. Crazy shit.
Can have a very detrimental effect.
Context.
To the wording and the
context.
Meaning.
Yeah, like a log off video.
The what?
Like a
log off
made by
video.
Seven. That was pretty out of context. To be honest,
no,
I
it
thought you guys were
wasn't.
better than that.
Listen, I didn't tell him to do it. I don't know, man. Like, again,
By the way, here's the video that he's talking about, just for context.
Let's get him.
The video itself is 3 minutes and 26 seconds long, and Avenger One encounters Ram on stream and claims that they're stream sniping him when he's actually...
I don't know where he went.
It's just, you're hot.
He's actually fighting against them.
I'm assuming he'll come back seeing your marker. Oh yeah, I think
So,
I see engine.
He's claiming stream sniping. If you look right here, he's got a level 5 crime stat, which means that somebody that's in the game that has his bounty can see him anywhere he's in a comm array and know exactly where he's fucking at. He's saying that this is taken out of context. The context is very clear here.
Is there a power up?
Avenger One was out there murder hoboing it up like he normally does, being a griefing piece of shit, and a bunch of people got his bounty and wanted to come get him, and he combat logged.
Yeah,
there's really no propaganda. I mean, it's a little propaganda, be clear, but you know, It's not like they're lying here or manipulating media. This is what happened. He knows he's coming.
What looks like an engine trail.
Yeah.
He's got the fucking thing.
That's a Gladius engine trail, though.
Oh yeah.
That's my old Mantis.
Release the Kraken. No, Aiko. There's a.
Oh, we should get out of here then.
Oh, we should get out of here then.
Ram guys coming.
Whole bunch of Ram guys coming.
Fun, fun, fun.
Fun, fun, fun.
Probably. Oh, look, yeah, they're all here. Ekash, Akko. Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta run, baby.
Oh yeah, I see the missiles.
Here comes the missile spam. We're dead. We can't outrun
Yeah.
Mantis.
All right, so we fight.
Stream snipe and a half. Okay, so what we can do.
Stream snipe and a half.
Oh, they're in cartoons and stuff. Yeah, we're dead. There's Maxifier. Yeah, there's no way, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I call a GG. Time to abandon ship, my friends.
That must be a stream.
Oh, that's 100% is.
Yeah.
Must be a stream strike, the timing and everything.
It's like Grievous. Yep, and then you just do this.
I decide rather than to take my death, I choose to Alt F4 and just quit the client. What does PES do for this situation? How does PES handle this situation, if at all?
First of all, that's a bastard move.
That's what I say to a stream snipe and a half, my friends.
First of all, that's a bastard move. So yeah,
I have a full-time job. Haiba has kids, has a full-time job. Like,
yeah,
we cannot be there for every single thing. Sometimes things get done, and then we're like, "Oh, okay."
Okay. Wait. On that way, okay. Let's end this talk so for all about that video. If you never called us Wigglers, cheaters, which did happen, you would not know we exist, bro. You would literally not know we exist.
If you haven't called us cheaters, remember.
Because we are not in a business of ruining your day.
He called them cheaters.
Going against you, which can be observed in daily activities. And if you
he called them
if your
cheaters.
people tell you what happens in BR, you will know with whom we go to war, bro. So it ain't you, it ain't your org. Now, because of all of that, when somebody makes a video like this where you log out in the middle of the battle before dying, what can I do about it?
You can't do anything about it.
You don't go on on a stream and say like, yeah, like maybe I was wrong about LR, calling them Wigglers, cheaters, whatever. Trust me, nobody would ever. You would not know we exist.
You want to explain this?
You would not know we exist.
Just a joke.
But you
want to explain
the
this?
question?
You want to explain it?
A meme again.
A meme. It's a joke.
A private, I might add.
A private
not a
joke.
public one.
Really?
So
that somebody
people are posting them in other public areas.
Listen.
Your
I
people.
don't find that funny, man.
Listen. No. This is extremely funny, man. And I find it surprising that you don't find it funny. This was done without my knowledge, and listen, man. It's funny.
Okay, that's your
And it's
your
a
position.
meme. Yeah.
It is a meme because this is a picture. Before that picture, you see how open Azure mouth is?
There was something else. Don't worry about
There
it.
was something else.
Listen,
Now they're
there's
targeting
plenty
my
of things you don't see.
friend.
We make fun of each other. We make fun of other people. It's like, it's not with the intention of making others upset. You just have to deal with it. Like, it's just a meme, right? Why should be
Just
I
a meme.
be upset of pictures like that? Because there's plenty of more like that, actually.
Is there plenty more?
Yeah, I know.
Let's see him. I want to see him. I want to see him.
Okay, well, I think.
So, like, we're looking through this, and okay, so you're posting a bunch of more private conversations that somebody, like, you know, stole and put out there, and you're utilizing it as propaganda against these other guys, even though, again, it's only really on the people that were actually calling her, like, a fat bitch and shit. Yeah.
I think I've heard enough.
I think context is enough. I think I've heard
enough. Why you're
enough.
so upset to us? Like, it really makes no sense.
Just, you know, it's just...
This is again from a private Discord.
You know, it's okay, maybe from a private Discord, but it's showing up in places that aren't private, right? So to me, it's like, I mean, you want to have your fun, that's fine. You want to not take responsibility for anything, that's fine. But it's just,
no,
you know, there are points that listen.
It's not that we're not taking responsibility. It's just that it's a meme. How can we censor a meme, dude? Like,
how did you censor a meme?
Me and you. But me too. Like, I mean, there's plenty.
How do you censor a meme? You don't.
It's just aggravating, man. Like, it makes no sense. Like, why would you get caught up on that? Like, there's plenty of worse memes around in the world, and people don't make a fuss of it. It's just a meme, dude.
All right.
It's just a meme, dude.
Thanks for the call, boys.
Listen.
Thanks for the call, boys.
Can I tell you one last thing? In a good closing note. Don't trash talk us, and you're not gonna have problems with us.
Don't trash talk us, and you're not gonna have problems.
Talk us, you would have problems with us. You may or may not, but like,
is that a threat?
If there's
is that a threat?
Dude, come on, dude, this is a video game.
Yeah, it is a threat.
So
if I fucking see you in a server, right? I'm gonna fuck you up. if I see you in the game, Arc, or whatever your fucking name is, Avenger. If I saw you in person, though, I'd just fucking laugh at you and say you have a big forehead, and probably give you a hug.
Problem, you know?
Be like,
what's up, dude?
Of course
not.
You're such a bitch.
My life or your life? What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is, what if someone posted your personal information in a public space? What if someone doxed the shit out of you?
That's
wrong, right?
It's happened to me. I mean, what do? You just say, "Fuck, that sucks, man. What can I do about it other than delete it and
that behavior
ask them to remove it?"
LR, would you do anything about it?
About my
life?
I'd
report it to. I would report it to the
proper
authorities if it rose to it.
People doxed somebody.
Yeah, are you crazy? What are you even asking? Like, our gameplay stays within the game. We don't go outside of the game ever.
Also, I wanna just add something. You can trash talk. Trash talk is good. Sport.
Wait up. Come on, Iva.
No. The trash talking is not the same as accusations of something greater. That's not trash talk, bro.
That's true. That's true.
Like when you say this guy's on steroids, that's why he's winning all the races. That's not trash talk.
Right.
And you say he sucks, blah blah blah, is a pussy. That's a trash talk.
Yeah, you can say that. That's true.
That's a trash talk, bro.
Okay, well, we can agree to disagree on some of these points, but you know, if you ever hear anything that goes outside the game, you let me know.
Of course.
This conversation was after the dox was committed.
Dude, like,
was it a dox?
When you show us like the chats,
it was public
it's really
info.
Difficult for us at the moment to come
info
up
that
with
you
a
made
counter.
public.
Do you understand?
It was
like,
info you made public.
This is stuff that's been said a very long time ago, and it's really hard to show you things.
This ABS one was posted in 2023. In May.
Yeah, but that was in a different Discord.
That's a meme, dude. Come on.
Well, I'm just asking. Because if they start
saying it's a meme, it's a meme, but again, posted in our locker room, bro. Like, you know, it's really private information. And
notice how it says I have a Discord alt.
You know, take it as you will, but there's memes of Azure as well. So it's a joke, but again, you can't accuse us of something if, like, we have a poster in our house, in our locked room, right? And somebody comes in and quickly takes a picture and goes out and says, this is what they do. When did we do it? Like, did we post this shit somewhere? No, we didn't.
Oh, we
and
did
if you
it.
have a proof that it's posted in public, please let us know. Because we made sure they all understand that shit never leaves our Discord.
Yes, exactly.
Which means I don't ban a guy for making a meme, because we allow them to meme ourselves, right? To create an atmosphere in the team. But that doesn't leave our
Atmosphere.
house. If it did leave our house, please let us know. And that will be dealt with.
You hear
But
that
A
shit?
plus with black names, that's our Discord. Bottery with this El Battery de Paqueno, or whatever the fuck you read this, that's also our Discord.
Right.
Okay, thank you
Wow.
for the conversation, guys, and I'll see you later.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
very
for
much.
getting us fucking nowhere other than I want you to censor people and do what I want. And these guys are like, nah, man, that's not how we do shit. And he's just like,
They
well, I
say
guess
there's
we didn't-
always three sides to
we're
a
not
story.
getting there.
Your side, their side, and the truth.
So yeah, he's gonna tell us the truth now. I can't wait for this.
I sat back down and spoke with Gabby, and I got her to explain her side of the story. What happened with Mental? What happened with LR? And if any of this makes sense. I leave the decision up to you, the viewer, to decide what really is going on. It's not my place to judge or decide who's right or wrong, because all I can do is give you the information I have and let you decide.
All I can do is give you the information I have and decide.
Or 1 year, like trying to put up with his mental breakdowns and like trying to get him to find a therapist and help. And like I tried so many things. None of them did anything. I was the only one. And it was like
Oh,
affecting
you
my
were the
mental
only
a lot.
one?
Like trying so hard to fix him, like really broke me down.
Oh, did?
Yeah.
That sucks,
do you
man.
feel like the environment that he was in negatively affected him?
Of course. Like
The environment you created,
apparently like he
brought him
wasn't
into.
happy at work. Well, that's one. And I was trying to get him to quit and find another job because
You were trying to get this man to quit his fucking job?
I
What the
mean,
fuck?
Trying to make someone quit is not the best, but he was always complaining that they were treating him like trash.
He was
Yeah,
complaining
some
about
peop-
that?
Some
yeah,
people
he
like
was
to
always
bitch.
so miserable
What the
about
fuck?
his work environment. I was forcing him to quit and find another job. And he actually
Forcing
started
him to
putting
quit.
some, like he started sending some stuff to other jobs and stuff, and he was like, well, they don't pay so well, blah, blah. And like he applied for other jobs, but I told him like just quit and like just take like a few weeks to yourself and then like try to find a new job, because like he was really bad like mentally. But like I mean it really affected him that Kanan and Seven and Valerie weren't talking to him. Like I have conversations where he was like that really messed him up too. Like
That they stopped talking to him?
yeah.
The environment that he was in around them was actually really negative. That
Yes. Well, he was always saying he was alone.
people who are
Yeah.
depressed typically feel that way, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I don't know, because I spent months like trying to figure out how it could have gone different, but I don't know. Like I was like, oh, maybe maybe I could have stopped him if I went there in person and helped him in person, you know? But like even
Aw.
K9 said something, or who said it? I don't remember who said it. They were like, yeah, but like he will be like kind of like a prisoner, like in there just trying to help someone, you know? I feel like he deserved better friends in his life, And he had good friends with us, like in our group. Like I was always there for him, and like he was always laughing in our Discord when we were playing games. He was always happy.
He was happy
So
there. Was he that kind of happy when he was in LR?
Oh no, it was always weird. It was a really weird environment. And they will ask him to join, but they wouldn't let me join because I was a prospect. So he had conversations with Lycosar, and he was like, well, Gabby is my teammate, like we need to practice together. And they were like, no, she cannot join us because this is like internal training between us. And he's like, yeah, but like all of your teams are training and I need to train with Gabby and blah blah. And like Lycosar wasn't letting him, and he told me, like Shock told me, he yelled at Lycosar and got really mad, and that's when they let.
If you didn't know what I was doing while she's sitting here telling her very, very sad story, very sad story. I went to Miss Gabby's Twitch account, and she uses stream elements, so you can kind of get a good idea of how much money has been sent. And I'm showing you that the person that's gifted the most subs in her chat was Mr. Mental Shock, the guy that did commit suicide. He still shows at the top of the leaderboard with 911 gifted subs, which equates to, at the base price of a sub of $4.99, $4,545.89 that he had paid into the stream over that period of time that he knew her. And that includes the amount of bits that he actually had sent her, which was, I guess a smaller number, but according to the all-time thing here, it says 72,494 Twitch bits, which equates to $724.94, which isn't too much, which brings us to a grand total of, well, a lot of money. $5,270.83 that Mr. Mental Shock had sent to her, the girl that just told us on the stream that she was telling him to quit his job. And that's a lot of money. $5,000 would be nice in my pocket right now. I could do a lot with that, like pay off some credit cards and shit. And he was just paying all of it in. So it's like this story that they're painting to me all of a sudden seems even more fucked up, because it's like he's literally not seeing this here. They're missing a very big portion of the thing. Like, this dude was obviously somehow, some way, some type of in love with this chick, and was actively pushing away other individuals that showed any type of, like hurting him at all. And then didn't Miss Gabby get a boyfriend or something like that? Or didn't she have a boyfriend that came out for a little bit after that? And how did that involve this situation? What was the interpersonal dynamics of this pay pig? Because that's what Mental Shock was to Gabby's. She was one of his pay pig. He was throwing money at her, promoting her, being a part, trying to be the best. And it's like, what happened to put him in the situation where he felt so alone, where if Miss Gabby was his brand new friend and she wasn't helping him out, and then she's telling him to quit his fucking job and shit, and forcing him to quit his job. I mean, how's he supposed to keep up paying, all of those bits and buying all of those subs? Like, that's not a little amount of money. That's like, a part-time DoorDash job trying to make cash right there. It doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense.
They let me join the training. So I wanted to leave Larson's like the first or second week, and like I spent so much time in the Avenger Squadron Discord, because everyone was so nice, so that really affected him. And like I will constantly ask him to go to therapy, blah blah. It was scaring me a lot.
Pay for
so
Twitch.
I backed out,
Send me bits.
A little from the situation, and I was like, I was still helping him, but I was trying to stay in the outside.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, you were trying to help him, but from the outside. So wait a minute. The guy that, did himself in, that sent you a shitload of money and stuff, after all of that, when he was at his lowest point, you basically removed yourself from being friends with him after everything and put him into a position to be at the lowest mental state that he's ever been in his entire life. Fucking A. Let's just back that up one real quick.
but I was trying to stay in the outside.
Trying to stay in the outside.
Because it was scaring me, like
Scaring me.
I don't know, like I have never dealt with a situation like that before. Like
Never.
Like I always had nice things in my life and everything, and I never had situations like that.
Yeah, when you're a brand new Twitch streamer and you get your first pay pig that's paying you loads of money, and then you all of a sudden stop talking to him, and yeah, that's gonna create some fucking issues and problems and stuff.
Like they always shit talked every single streamer that streams Star Citizen, and
they shit talked me.
Well, I didn't leave because of shock. It was a really toxic environment, and I was like, this is not normal. And I just started like showing people these screenshots. I didn't like them at all because of how people are there, they have no morals, they have no respect, and they are
no
just
morals?
a really.
Wait a minute, they have no morals and they have no respect, so you were leaking images and stuff from inside that Discord to another Discord. So did we just find out who the mole was? So Miss Gabby's and Avenger One were the ones that were going after Liberty Reapers. I get it now. That's pretty crazy, dude. So they're trying to basically utilize the mental shock situation, and they're trying to actually say that it was Liberty Reapers' fault instead of pointing the blame at anybody else or themselves, because why do any type of introspection about the situation that you involved yourself in?
That's the worst org I have been in, and I was in 5 orgs.
That's the worst org I've been in.
The environment is just so toxic and so bad, so I didn't
The environment is just so toxic and just so bad.
care. I didn't like them. But these people,
I don't like
they
them.
pretend to be nice. They
They
fabricate
pretend to be
lies.
nice. They fabricate lies.
Stories that are not true to make someone look bad. And they lie to other people, pretending they are super nice, super humble, and internal.
It's like she's projecting right now. She says that they lie to people, they make stuff up, they try to mistake things. Gabby, you're not talking about your situation in this thing. And that's why I'm even coming forward and saying anything about this, because I remember, because I was fucking there at the very beginning, right? And I pointed this out. And then when you started treating me like shit, and I was just like, all right, well, I've made a fucking terrible mistake fucking, hosting this person and trying to make a friend out of them, because they just wanted to suck up everything that I have and kick me to the curb because I'm not one of their controllable simps or something. And then later on, the one guy that was saying the most stuff against me, Mr. Mental Shock, ends up offing himself, and it's not your fault. It's Liberty Reapers, the org that he left you to go to because you stopped talking to him.
They are doxing. They are spitting on people.
And now
That
we're
is
like, hell yeah, they're doxing, they're spitting on people, even though we don't have any evidence of them doxing anybody. We don't even have any evidence that they spit on me. I didn't pull my phone out and take any screenshots or videos or pictures of the situation when I was there. All I have is that, trust me, bro. And yeah, we're the big creators. We're good. See, look, all this stuff that we leaked from their Discord that we took out of it and created this whole manufactured piece to come out at you. Is that basically what we're looking at? That's I mean, sure, maybe they had some other people at Liberty Reapers that were putting out stuff, but I mean, it's kind of clear to me that it was obviously a lot of this old stuff, and everything that we've seen so far that Avenger One's put up has been all stuff that's involved pre-Liberty Reaper stuff. So this is all stuff that was from their first org, their second org, before they even joined Liberty Reapers. And now Avenger One is trying to retroactively apply all of the shitty, shady shit that was going on in Gabby's orgs to this org because, oh, well, somebody spit at me.
That is messed up, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel like when this goes public, there'll be retaliation?
Retaliation?
I don't think so.
You feel like
you don't
once
think
you
so?
kind of expose like what's really going on there, that people will see it for what it is?
I feel like some people will and other people won't because they still want to believe a lie, and that is fine, you know, like not a lot of people are gonna see the truth, but in time, like everyone sees the truth, and the truth always comes out.
You're right, the truth does always come out.
At least there's gonna be things to back up the stories, you know, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, so far we haven't really seen anything to back up the story. We've only seen a very, very poorly woven narrative about a situation that happened a whole year and a half before almost Liberty Reapers even got into this situation. And now you're trying to retroactively apply all of that shit to them. And they even told you themselves that they ain't got no part of that. It's not their shit.
You know, it's like, you know, what they did to you.
So you're trying to expose this org as being the worst, most toxic org in the world, but you haven't actually done that. You just got a bunch of hearsay, and trust me, bro, so nice.
Is unacceptable, right?
Yeah.
You know, if they're gonna hide behind an elaborate escapade of you know, misdirection, I mean, sure, right?
His
An
last
elaborate
day,
escapade of misdirection.
He wanted to say to me, like he told me like all his feelings. I think like the last night, and I was really scared, and like I did care about him a lot, you know. So I was like, please, like don't do this. Like you have all these people that care about you. I care about you. Whatever story LR makes, sure, you can say whatever you want, but like at the end of the day, I think I'm the only one who knows what really happened, and people in my community. So, and at the end, like around like August, like I started asking people's help. They started helping me. Like we even had to call the police to stop one of his attempts, and the police actually went to his house.
Oh,
and
really?
his roommate got super upset, like, like why is the police here? Like, it's messed up that they use.
Wait a minute. So she called the police on him? Interesting. How did she get his address and stuff like that to like get the police to go directly to his house and whatnot? That means that if the police went to this house, that means that there should be some sort of police report. There should be some record of the phone call that was made in order to get it. How come nobody has gone down to the police stations in whatever jurisdictions and acquired the information? I mean, all you have to do is pay a nominal fee.
And that person to justify
if that's
their
real.
actions, that it's just really sad. And if they want to blame someone, they should blame themselves for not being there for Shock, because I was the only one there for him. And all these people trying to use his death now, like they weren't there for him. They weren't.
Whoa, wait. But she just told us that she removed herself from the situation because it was too much for her, right? But then now she's the only person that was there for him. All right.
Talking to him, they said they stopped talking to him because they didn't want to deal with his mental.
I wouldn't blame him.
Kanan told me that he was this way, like way before he met me, and that he
was this way before he met me.
Way before he met me, and that I gave him 1 more year.
1 more year.
I always ask his old friends. His old friends basically stopped talking to him since, I don't know, February 2022. And I will always try to make them talk to him, play with him, do something, or like try to fix their friendship.
Here's the last message. Good morning, Gabs. I'm sorry I fell asleep because I was tired last night before I saw this message. So if it seems like I didn't reply, whatever, I'm sick and it's taking a toll. Truth is I saw the toll and the whole LR situation was having on you and it was killing me. I felt absolutely guilty when Lilo hijacked your stream and was reporting LR every 5 seconds that I got absolutely sick. If I was in the position I was in with Blackfleet, I'd done the same thing I did with No Man when he tried to do that with you. He wanted to use you to sell his Black Fleet merch. I was also always so sad when they wouldn't let you join in on practice and stuff. When the way I saw it affected you, honestly, it was really eating me. My heart absolutely sank when I realized too late that when they accepted you into the org, that it wasn't as a combat pilot. I felt so guilty because I had missed the specific conversation about you and didn't get to stop them in time from something I had told Lilo and Azure from day one not to do. They paired with conflictions in my personal beliefs that I have very thick skin for things that are said. Being in the Marines, I've heard people say some shocking things, but there was a point where too much and a line has to get drawn and enough is enough. I don't blame you at all with what happened with LR, and I really hope that you don't let it weigh on you. LR was my fault entirely, and I didn't think it was going to turn out the way it did there. You absolutely deserve to be treated better, and I saw this. I don't blame you whatsoever in feeling the way you do about them. I wish 3 strikes would have worked out as well. I honestly, it could have... Another thing I feel guilty about because I go over everything in my head sometimes, and I think I could have done this better than that better. Honestly, because of the past experiences with Klein, and I knew that there was a very heavy risk in putting him into the same org like that, but I took it when maybe I shouldn't have and put you in a bad situation there as well.
You know? Because part of me felt that they actually cared about each other, and they like after he passed away, or
he passed away.
I asked them, why did you guys just stop talking to him? Why did you guys walk away when you knew he was dealing with some stuff? And they were like, they told me they didn't want to deal with that, you know, that
nobody wants to deal with that.
They wanted him to try to fix it, and that it was really exhausting, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like the LR leadership could have done more? Do you feel like they could have addressed it more, or do you feel like they mostly
they should have done more about it
rather than the kind of well-being of their pilots?
I feel like they just cared about their image.
Of course, they care about their image.
I didn't really feel any real friendships in that org. It was also always such an uncomfortable environment, and it was always like, guys, like in public, you behave. I remember one time one of the leadership yelled at one of the members because he was speaking out in public, in a public channel, and they were like, okay, like, just stop talking, you're ruining everything, let us do the talking. And like they try to control everything just so they look good, you know?
Yeah, controlling everything to look good. About. I'm sorry things have been so hard for you, Gabs. While I'm not going to have the answer for everything or the right answer, I'm always here for you. I know people can suck. Believe me, to this day, I still have people who wait for every little screw up that I do to try to use it to completely tear me down. But this is why it's important to have people that you can rely on in your life to help keep you afloat. it might feel like you're drowning, but one of the things I've learned is that it's not a bad thing to learn from people from time to time and vent. Yeah, the more you let yourself keep it in, the harder it will be to swim at times, because even Michael Phelps couldn't swim if he had an increasing number of waves tied to them. I'm sorry with everything about LR. To be honest, I feel guilty about the entire time once they started doing what they were doing, and I didn't know how to handle it. I was miserable because of how much stress I saw it was putting on you, and quite honestly, it should have left much sooner for your sake. It was a big source of quite a few nightmares that I was having, and I have to check my Discord phone just to make sure some of the convos that I'd seen in my dreams weren't real. That being said, I'm also sorry about all the pressure you are feeling, paired with what you told about me for wanting to make sure everything is perfect, and the amount of hours of work you put into what you do definitely shows the amount of heart you put into everything you do. It can feel good. While it can feel good to have the approval of those around you, one thing I want to ask is with a lot of what you're doing, regardless of anyone's opinions, are you proud of yourself? I know that I am always absolutely proud of you with the things that you let me see in on, and seeing how much you have grown in such a short time. And if I am, I know that there are people out there who are proud of you as well. Wow. How come we don't ever see her side of the conversation with them? You know? Where's the messages from in between the 2 months? You know, where's the other messages from Gabby's talking to him, doing all of this supporting and stuff that, you know, she allegedly did? I guess we don't have it. Apparently, it just doesn't exist, I guess. Nobody could get a screenshot of it. Maybe it didn't suit the narrative. I don't know. Damn, son. This is some crazy shit, bro. Yeah. So, big long ass video here. And I mean, damn, son. I mean, how do we even really take this thing into context and contextualize it? I mean, I don't even know if I can contextualize it, but you know what? A friend of mine over in Griefernet, I think, contextualized it very well. He says, TLDR, Gabby is a bad person, end of story. Avenger Run is a toe-headed crybaby. Buttery may or may not have spit on Gabby. Avenger Run doxed himself, and a spy found out people made fun of him. That's the whole entire video. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. That's the entire video. So it's like right now we're looking at a new psychological operation coming from Avenger One that's incorporating other members of the community that he likes to go after an organization that he doesn't like. They're trying to go after Liberty Reapers for stuff that happened with this mental shock guy who's no longer with us, who we cannot ask to verify or any of his claims whatsoever, provide any documentation. And since he is dead, now Avenger One and Miss Gabby's are utilizing this dead guy to basically go forward and attack another organization, saying that they're super toxic and shit, while they're showing that they had to do a bunch of super toxic shit in order to get that information in the fucking first place. So, do I agree with Avenger One? In some respects, yeah. Star Citizens is a toxic fucking underworld. The game is toxic. Every organization that's got a bomb in it is toxic. They all have their secret polices. They're all going forward and trying to tell people what to do, trying to get people canceled, get people banned from the game and shit like that. And then on top of it, we got girls that are streamers that will not give you the whole entire side of the fucking story and only say, I tried to help the person. I was the only person helping the person, while at the same time not actually showing us any times that she actually tried to help the person, and even told us that she stopped communicating with the person for like months on end. So it's like, this guy sent you a bunch of money. He was one of your best gifters, your top fucking donator. He was your biggest fan, and then something happened between you, him, and somebody else that created this whole situation, and you just never let him recover from it because you never talked to him really ever again. And I mean, that's what we can gather from the information that we see here, because we literally never see Gabby's side of the conversation. We only see the stuff that Gabby screenshotted to try to paint the picture, and it seems like she was trying to paint this picture for quite some time. So do I look negatively at Liberty Reapers? No, not really, actually. No, I don't, because they're just playing the game, man. And if they get into bad shit, well, guess what? I'm not a part of their org, and now I know what they're capable of. So I'll be fighting them at that level, and they're not gonna like how I play. But for Gabby's and Avenger One, this is just like, this is a really bad showing. You're using a dead man to try to prove a point that you don't have the evidence to prove, and nobody can fucking verify. So the truth is, in this, as a real person that can see both sides of the story, I can honestly tell you that, like, Avenger One and Miss Gabby's are not being 100% truthful about the situation and what happened. And the fact that they're trying to blame somebody's suicide on Liberty Reapers while blaming them for a whole bunch of other shit that they don't have any evidence of is just a fucking bridge too far. So, you know what, Avenger One, you're a piece of shit. Miss Gabby's, I already said it was a major fucking mistake ever creating this monster, and I will be one of the people that's just going to say, hey, if I catch you in the game, I'm going to blow you up. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. So with that, the video's over. I think I've said everything that I needed to say, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to go play some Star Citizen. Adios. Fucking crazy, dude. Can't believe this shit. This is real fucking life, bro. Real life, bro.